Hello!
Hello.
Oops, I'm just going to turn off that backup. Phoenix is here. I swear they are here. I've just got to turn off the image over the camp. There they go. Phoenix is here. It was a backup. Um,
Or at the very least, you have a convincing GIF.
yeah, it's a really, really long, just moving, movie that we've got set up just as backup. It's always in the background. No one notices. There we go. So hello everybody. Welcome to Master Nyarlathotep, episode something. I always have to check Twitch because I
think
put
it's
it up.
16.
8.
Yeah, season 2, episode 8, episode 16.
It's season 1 because the
Season
other
2.
season 1. The rest is a prelude. And thank you for the thank you for the follow. Oh my god, I'm trying not to push this. Akiris.
Hi,
I'm sorry for butchering, but apparently Ray knows who you are. Okay, thank you for the follow. So welcome to episode 8, season 1, because the rest is a prelude. I've just got to list it as such on YouTube. Sorry about that. All our stuff is on YouTube, so check it out at youtube.com. We have in the background music from Syrinscape and sound effects from Syrinscape. They're not a sponsor, but it's really cool. The maps that we use are from LoveMaps Cthulhu. They are pretty much the same maps you have in the full Master Nyarlathotep campaign, but they're more optimized for VTTs, and they have worked really well for us, and they've offered all of their maps to us to showcase what they do. So that's what we're using.
All their masks are Nyarlathotep masks. I'm also on their Patreon, and let's just say some of their Patreon maps again, absolutely crazy.
Really, really cool. The overlay was done by MrLiveProducer because he's done a lot of work and doing amazing stuff. The intro movie was also done by MrLiveProducer. The music for the intro movie was done by Lorian Ross. Check me out at Lorian Ross at SoundCloud and pretty much everywhere else you get your music these days. We also have a alternate version which we kind of started, but somehow the movie didn't play the wrong one. But we've got an alternate version on the break. Also, this being Australia Day, known to many people as Australia Day, to some people as Invasion Day. This is also the 50th anniversary of the Tent Embassy outside the old Parliament House in Australia. As a sign of respect, we do here at the channel. We recognise that we are on the Dharwa and Tharawal people's land, the traditional owners of the land, and we recognise the past, future, and present owners of the land, past, present, and future elders of the land. And the reason why I do say both of those lands groups is because it is disputed territory. It also helps that I'm not doxing myself, but it is disputed territory between the two peoples. So yeah, that's what's going on today. But we're also doing some role playing and some 1920s fun and chaos. Yeah.
We're about to get arrested. It's all good.
It's fine.
Or I am.
No. You don't understand. We all are.
Oh.
You don't get out of this, Jack.
I can punch my way out.
Oh, if we're going with that solution, none of us are getting arrested. But that'll be a different problem. We'll just get shot.
That's okay. I can shoot my way out then.
Jack. You don't do illegal.
Jack does illegal all the time. He just doesn't like to admit it.
Do I need to set the chase rule scheme?
Oh no, there's no chase rule if he's dead.
So,
Don't
officer,
get
I'm not
Sidney's hopes
involved
up.
in any of this. I'm a bystander. I don't know these people.
Either way, hi. Let's do our introductions. Ray?
Hello, I'm Ray, and I'm playing the fabulous seamstress Loretta Miller. Mwah.
Hi, my name is Karsh. I'm playing Sergeant Jack Hunt, the war veteran of the group. Not the smart one. Certainly not the smart one. Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, he's the dumbest one here. Aeon.
Hello, I am Eon, and I'm playing Sidney Tyson. Morally dubious, but also somehow honestly been one of the nicest to the NPCs thus far, so I'm a little bit concerned. I guess he can be nice and immoral.
Maybe. Phoenix?
Hi, I am Phoenix. I am playing Alejandro Garcia, our shipping magnate, big game hunter / wannabe assassin, and we'll see what his reaction to tonight's fun and excitement is, since we've been cornered already.
You're the one who decided to do a midnight raid on the Juju house. Also, the rest of your team is also the one people who broke into Juju house wearing stealth tutus.
I was not part of that.
Stealth
So
tutus
the
for
career
win.
criminal
Stealth
and
tutus for the
professional
win!
thief was the only one not part of that raid.
Just because you weren't here that week doesn't absolve you of everything.
No, you associate us. Guilty by association.
I don't associate with you, so I'm fine.
But you're the one who committed the crime.
I didn't.
So then I'm actually the one who's fine.
Well, you like Alejandro, don't you? Who doesn't like Alejandro? Look at that jawline.
Look at that scar.
Scar. The eyes. Look
dear.
at those eyes. They're soulful. You're friends.
I mean, I'm not
I'm
friends
saying-
with Jack, but that's a different issue.
Yeah. You
MLP.
don't have to be. You're friends with one link. That's all that matters.
I mean, I'm not
I'm
friends
saying-
with Jack.
That was me.
No.
You're
Am
good.
I-
I kind of guessed that.
Okay, hello, Mr. Producer. I'll be your keeper for this evening. And do you want to speak about donations, or you want to come up with that during game?
Oh, okay. I always forget at least one thing. Well, there's two, but there's also a lot of safety stuff we've gone through about everything, because this is horror and this can get quite extreme in its nature because it's Call of Cthulhu. But you can donate to the channel. Every $1 or per 100 bits donation assigned to a player helps that player by giving them luck. That luck can help them out by essentially you add that roll to roll if they fail, etc. If you subscribe to the channel, you can also give everybody a choice between D6 luck or D6 sanity. Sanity is also really important. If you subscribe to the channel, you either the players have a choice between D6 luck, D6 sanity, or experience tick. But the catch is you need to survive or not go insane before getting that experience later. So it's one of those things where it's on us to destroy our own characters over time. So that's about it. And I'll thank you in advance. So, MLP, it's all on you.
Yeah, give me one moment to say an idea.
Oh no.
Yes, that is probably the best reaction to have. When I have ideas, people should be scared.
I mean, it's just more of, what are you doing now? Resigned to my fate.
Is that the Wilhelm already?
Yeah. I got
Good.
police whistles all lined up if you want.
Well,
We might need it.
Now you haven't actually slept at all. You're still on the same day, aren't we? Cool.
Yep.
So still January the 17th for you. This day just keeps dragging on and on. But it's been an interesting last few hours for our investigators. From an investigation from Professor Anthony Cowles about his lecture about the Heart of Darkness talk he gave a few days ago, to the quality of Australian beer, to the introduction of Bat Daddy. The professor also informed them about a cult based in Australia called the Cult of the Sandbat, and a possible location of occult relics in the Australian outback. After being shown the door by the professor's daughter, investigators decided to take a quick break-in into the Juju house. However, this plan was short-lived as they pulled up to the location. What was that moment when you forgot to write a name? Loretta noticed that there were police all around the Juju house. either to raid the place or to protect the place. Just as they were pulling away, another car followed them, and a captain was walking towards them as they hid at a cafe.
Outside that captain's jurisdiction.
Yes. We were not hiding. We made no secret where we were going.
Yeah, so you've got a couple of seconds to go before the captain gets you. Do you want to do anything quickly?
Is there a telephone booth nearby?
Roll me a luck check.
Well, that's the good news is the answer is no. But I haven't rolled a luck yet.
Or it might be a success.
Heck.
Right there.
You know what? Yep, there's a phone about a couple of steps further back along the street. There would be a phone that you can make a phone call from.
Awesome. Sidney is going to basically move over enough to go to the phone and call her lawyer, basically.
Does the officer oncoming look familiar at all? I suppose is he a big name? Has he been talked about?
Do you
Is
read
there
the local?
anything?
Do you read the local papers at all?
Yeah.
Then I would say if you read the local papers, I would say probably a intelligence check to recall stories.
Straight intelligence?
Yep.
29, hard success.
Good start.
Does Phoenix want
We're
to fix?
doomed.
Does Phoenix want to roll as well, just to see if they get a hard success as well? On the same with Karsh?
Phoenix has Alejandro has seen Captain Robinson before.
Yes, they have.
Mm-hmm.
He took the half, the second and a half
Yeah.
body I left behind.
Yep. So you know of the person coming towards. You don't know their name.
Nope, not yet.
All right. Well, with that hard success, Loretta, you would notice that you read in the papers you were following the cult killings that were happening a few months ago. The one that they found on Hilton Adams, where they found that he was the person doing the cult killing. There was a big write-up in about the paper from
The tongue cult. He was the one that busted the innocent man for the tongue cult.
Yes. And the story was written by Rebecca Schusenberg.
Innocent man, you say?
Well, don't say that in front of him.
Well,
Right.
we have very good evidence that Robson is corrupt, but we'll get to that.
That works in our favor, doesn't it?
No,
Nope.
He like saddles up next to the window.
no.
There's a pin drop and then a soft. Oh.
Loretta, the cult that we believe is the cult that he was then protecting just then. Okay? So,
Fantastic.
evening, officer.
Okay, so Sydney's away from the group on the phone.
Mhm.
So we've got Karsh, Ray, and Phoenix. Okay.
Yes. Hello, I'm not wearing my stealth tutu at the moment.
That's right. I got distracted by the lack of stealth tutu.
Evening, officer.
Yeah.
Be more of a... Well, hello there. Yes, this is going to seem a bit forward, but did you drive by the Juju house a little bit recently?
Yeah, I'm sorry. This city's foreign to me. So where's this Juju house thing?
Yes, we got reports a few minutes ago that a car matching a car that you all were in pulled up to the Juju house and then slowed and then drove off. Like you're trying to drive casual, like there's nothing really going on, but...
Again, where? Like, sorry, I'm from Australia, so where is this place?
You see that they're foreigners here. Down that road a bit. Yes, we got a little turned around, officer.
All right. So he's...
Okay. Sorry, we got a little lost. I we were trying to find a diner to have some food, and got a little lost. And instead of turning around, they wanted to turn down an alley and then like come back out. And it was like, it didn't look safe to turn down. So it was like we just drove off and found a safe place to turn around, and we ended up here.
I kept telling him to let me take the wheel of the boiler, but you know how men can be, officer.
So men can be what?
Stubborn. You wouldn't let me drive, right? I know the place better than you, I swear.
See, that's just like my ex-wife used to say. Just wouldn't.
Oh, don't go comparing me to your ex-wife again. Wink, wink.
You picked the wrong person for this, I'm gonna say right now.
Look, I've got nothing, like, again, not going to marry you, not my type, but still, it's not happening. I don't have another farm to give away in the divorce. I was lucky to get my company.
Forgive us, officer, this kind of drama in front of you. Pardon my heartbreak, truly. I'm sorry.
Are you rolling? Are you doing like fast talk in this one?
Yes.
And I'm
please.
assisting.
All right, so do a fast talk roll advantage because why not?
Shoot. Fast talk. Oh, here we go. That's a 5 from me.
And
You can roll
think we
again
hit-
in theory because you do have an advantage. You can press that
yeah,
that
you
bonus
can press
penalty.
the bonus button.
But
You can't really get
I
better than that.
don't
with
think
the
you can get
bonus
better at
die.
all. Yeah.
No,
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 you
because
can't.
it's a 0 in front, so.
I mean, 3 hard successes in a row. We hit the jackpot here, guys.
No,
Oh,
two
no,
high
we're in
successes
trouble.
and an extreme.
Mm-mm.
Because
Oh.
unfortunately, this is these rolls don't quite matter the same way.
No.
But we're getting a lot of luck.
Mm-hmm. I wasn't expecting that. Oh.
Blink, blink.
So did we do something wrong?
It's New York. Everything is something wrong. But
Oh.
you two seem very familiar. A friend of mine told me about 2 people that went into their store. Surprising enough, the Juju house earlier on today actually. And they sounded, and I think the term that you used was old married couple.
Oh no, that's
Are you saying I look old?
I,
I check the rear view mirror real quick.
You're out of the car. You're
Are you
out
guys
we're in
still
the
in the
left
car?
side.
Because we're not.
Oh,
like,
yeah,
sitting-
then I'll check,
the
like,
shine
the
of the
window.
salt, the sign of the salt, like the shine of the salt shaker to get the reflection there, like the polished salt shaker or the napkin
Yeah,
dispenser.
I grab the nearest reflective surface and I go,
Well, not exactly. It's more about
I've got a friend called Nurse who says that we're married, but we're not. No, people say that we're married, but we're not. Which I
How
just
many
know.
people have you been married to, sir?
Only the one. Like, and she took. I was lucky to get my company, but she took the manor house.
At
She
this
just
point,
didn't. She just didn't think that the manor house was a farm back in the outback. Just called the manor house. So it sucks to be her.
you put a one over on her.
Oh no, I didn't. There was nothing deliberate. This is what the farm's called. And we were in England at the time. She was from England, and manor house is something different over there.
All right,
Much different, apparently.
Yes, and you did nothing to actually correct that.
What am I correcting? Their ill thoughts of like language? Just because it's called English doesn't mean that they own it. Wait, do they own it?
They like to believe so. Like they believe they own the rest of the world. Like they're in. But if I get onto this line of thought, we won't be here all day.
Well, they
At this
sent us
point-
criminals.
Well, you're probably on duty. I was about to invite you into the diner with us. We could have had a spot of something to drink. Tea. I have tea here. A little parched. Maybe some water, actually. I have to keep up my breathing.
Do you want to speak up a bit more, Ray?
Oh, yeah, sorry.
Yeah.
It
there we
was
go.
mostly muttering. I said if he weren't on duty, we could have him in for like a drink of tea or water or something. Coffee? They have coffee.
Coffee is very popular in this time, yes.
Coffee's about it in this country. I'm
Well, we do
looking
we do
forward to
technically
going.
have tea,
You're outside.
but
Alejandro's
at this point, I'd be
Alejandro's
back.
just quiet.
Mm-hmm.
I would have thought at this point I was back.
Just
Sorry.
watching the train wreck. He's just.
So you
Yeah.
come back at that point.
Oh, I'm watching a train
Sydney?
wreck as well.
Mm-hmm.
Probably this would be about the time Sidney comes back. That's my guess.
Look,
We're hoping that the train wreck is just distracting enough, you know?
Yeah. it's like
Well-
tea and coffee. It's like I'm looking forward to getting back to England or anywhere else.
I keep telling you that if you were actually to visit your old friend's shop, she has a lovely tea shop, and things are actually made properly to your standards. Oh, good evening, sir. How are you doing tonight? I'm afraid I don't know you. My name is Tyson, and who are you?
Correct me. So I heard the word Tyson. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay, cool.
But she is a legitimate shop owner, so...
Yeah. Okay, so where is? So I've just got his character sheet up at the moment, just trying to find it.
Mhm.
Sidney Tyson, was it?
I don't believe that we've met, sir.
Oh, we haven't met, but you are let's just say a person of interest down at the squad house.
Well, it's very
Fancy.
interesting.
Are you a VIP?
Apparently, but I didn't even know. I'm just an antique shop owner. Well, and archaeologist, but I have to say that I haven't been able to do much in that field the last few years. Most disappointing. I do enjoy getting to travel and learn more about the world.
Yes, well, a friendly word of advice. It might behoove you to go and do some archaeology.
My word, officer, it almost sounds like you're telling me to disappear. And Sidney is now pulling out a notepad and writing.
No, I'm just telling you that there are lots of reports reaching our desk that people going to Egypt, Kenya, England, even some to Australia
Such
to
far-off
find.
places.
I know. Even Shanghai has been having some lovely archaeological digs being found. And we don't want to see a person of your skill set and reputation to waste away in this wonderful town.
It's all the
Where,
pyramids are in
I
Egypt.
do have to ask, officer, why are archaeology reports crossing a police officer's desk?
Oh, because he's friends with the Juju House people.
Oh, really? Perhaps you get me in contact. I was looking to acquire some Kenyan artifacts for my shop. We've been looking to branch out that little bit. Getting all the old European things is such a bore. And, well, it hasn't been quite as exciting, you know? I mean, all we know about Europe is they like to kill people.
And I don't know why people are going to Australia. All the pyramids are in Egypt. There's no pyramids in Australia.
At that comment, you see the captain just raise an eyebrow like, is he serious?
For once, Jack is correct.
Are there any other... You know what? Never mind.
So, what was the reason for your visit, sir? I mean, I'm afraid, okay, my friends mentioned you were
really.
not, so.
You pulled up near the Juju house, and I was just worried about you to make sure that you were safe and in our fair town.
So
Oh, is
let him
that
know.
true?
Wow.
I let him know. I let him know.
Is that what he said? I wasn't here for it.
No,
I wasn't here
let
for
him
my
know.
friends.
I let him know that we got a little bit turned around.
Oh, absolutely. I don't go to Harlem very often, unfortunately. Well, it really is a shame, but
I told
yes,
you.
we
Should have
were
let me
done.
drive.
Wow, I can't believe like the police in this place are so helpful to pedestrians and to drivers that like a police captain would come all the way out of their jurisdiction just to talk to people that had some traffic issues turning around in the streets.
What can I say? We like to serve and protect our community.
But this isn't your
That is
community,
exactly.
is it?
That is exactly what we've heard about you, Captain Robson.
Is that the copper that solved all those murders? You, sir, are a hero. Oh, I didn't know.
God damn.
That's amazing.
Why are you actually laying on the charm? Damn it!
All right, yeah, that is a charm. If you want to roll a charm, you can do that.
Okay, let's go charm. I've got that, I'm sure. Keep like scrolling right over where I need to be. That's a success from me.
It is.
34.
I'm just wondering, do I want that to be a success with... Do I want to have that as an opposed charm roll? Actually, yes, I'm
Or
gonna
with
have the opposed
advantage.
charm.
Wait, wouldn't she have a bonus because there's at least a lot of people trying to help and distract him?
Oh,
Yeah,
Or
you
confused.
can roll a bonus if you want. Because this is
That
just...
makes it a hard.
24.
That makes a hard success. All right. That's a hard success, and this whole conversation went completely the way I did not expect it to go. It's like, well done. Well, yes. Well, you can see he's actually... The tips of his ears are a little red.
oh, the
Well, it's
report I
yours.
read. The report
It
I
is
read didn't have any pictures, officer. I didn't know you were so handsome. Milking it.
That you are.
Oh God. Well, little lady,
Miss Miller.
Ah, Miss Miller. Well, I would suggest strongly that you leave the Juju house for a little bit. It's currently under investigation for illicit trade, and we are keeping an eye on the place. So, just as a friendly heads up.
Thank you, Copper. We'll be sure not to take that road again if we have to pass through the area. Hate to make your job any harder.
Right? Wouldn't that be hard to investigate them if you're friends with them? Because you mentioned that your friend, like,
I'm sure that the police officer is quite good at taking care of his own business, Jack, and he doesn't need civilians to give their opinions on his career.
Yeah, he's a very capable man. You shouldn't go out of your way to question him too much.
and that's why I'm a soldier and not a policeman.
Well
Exactly.
said.
We leave the thinking to the better equipped.
Well, how about we go
Okay.
get something to eat and have some coffee?
I think that sounds like a wonderful idea.
Yeah.
Is there anything
Okay,
else you need, officer?
No, that'll be all today. Just please be careful. You never know what's going to hit you from behind. And at that conversation, they walk off.
Pretty certain of it.
Went pretty well.
Alejandro just double checks that his pistols are under his jacket real quick.
As he's going, does anyone to roll me a spot hidden or a appraise check, please?
Spot hidden or appraise. Got it.
Okay, 2 successes. Three successes. All right, for the appraise, you notice that the jacket. Actually, who did the appraise? Yep. Sidney, you will notice that the jacket and coat that Mr. Robertson was wearing is a little more expensive than someone who in that position in the police would have. An expensive tailor suit.
Yep.
And for the people who did the spot hidden, you would have noticed that there would have been a diamond tie pin, which you wouldn't normally see on a cop
On-duty
in the
police officer?
on-duty police officer, yeah. And just spot hidden successes, and you also noticed it would have been the outline of what would appear to be an envelope inside of the lining. So it's a decent size, it's a decent cut jacket, but there would be the bulges like the gun bulge, which was that's successful. Give it to you a 38 revolver under the left shoulder blade, his badge for being a captain, and another bulge on the right hand side, which would look like an envelope.
Oh, I forgot to mention when he walked off, we talked about being hid in the back, that, I should have mentioned that that's okay because I'm always fully armed.
That probably would have been a poor idea to have mentioned to the police officer. I'm glad you forgot.
It's
And
for
You have a license to
self-defense.
carry those here.
Yeah.
I'm just happy it went as smooth as it did.
I'm licensed to defend myself, aren't I?
You are, but he might see that as a threat, and he might try to bring us in.
But if
And
he saw
also,
that
Jack-
as a threat, that would mean that he was threatening us, and he wouldn't be
Oh, he was definitely
threatening
threatening us, dear, but more the issue is that he has the legal weight to threaten us
In
due to the
his
fact that he
district.
is. That's where it gets messy. This was more making it that it had to be really worth it for him to come after us. But it's not like if you cross the district line that a police officer can't chase a murderer. He can definitely do it, especially as captain. It just becomes more annoying for him to do so. We went here because it meant that if we called the police, it wasn't his goons that were going to back him up.
I just thought we were finding a diner.
I'm hungry. You all just suddenly showed up out of nowhere, and I didn't even get to have dinner.
Fair.
I can eat again.
And I find out that you guys also did a bloody break-in without a professional thief. Now, what on earth were you thinking on that? If you're attempting to break into a building without keys, without doing any of the prep work involved, that's kind of like saying, it's okay, I can fly the plane. I've been a passenger once.
I have. I can.
I didn't know they had a professional thief.
I would pay you to do that, Jack. I would honestly pay you to go and fly a plane without getting any pilot training.
In fact, I thought it was just us going about, us and the ballerina.
Can't be that hard.
I thought we did pretty well. I mean, Alejandro managed to get the key.
You took
While this is going on, can I just do a spot hidden to see if he had any, like, if someone else walked in plain clothes that is just waiting, listening to us all?
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go.
2. Okay.
If there isn't anyone, no problem. If there is, it might be opposed.
No one's entered in since.
Yeah.
The last person that would have come through would have been Captain Robson, but they've turned around and walked away. Do you want to keep an eye on Captain Robson as they were walking away?
If you allow that to add to that, then
yep. So you would have seen Captain Robson get into a car, drive away, being driven by a junior cop.
Okay.
Okay, now back to the key.
Yes. Would you like a copy of it? Alejandro just pulls it out of his jacket.
It's a really good thing we didn't get taken in. Oh, if we...
All right. For future, just a general rule of thumb. If you're going someplace that you might, get arrested for actions, try not to hand the police the evidence that guarantees your incarceration.
The whole point of this was to get there and go in.
Yeah, how else were we supposed to get in?
It would be pointless not
Sydney
to bring
pulls
it with us.
out, Sydney gestures to the lockpick set she has.
This works better.
It does. Also, these are locksmith tools. I am an antique stealer. I have to get into people's antiques that they have kept locked for and lost the key to. I have a reason to have these. Did the owner of the Juju house give you his key?
Of course
Technically.
It was that easy.
Now, if we want to talk about things we could get in trouble for, at least they didn't open the trunk of the car.
What? What?
You get up and go to the car and show them?
That's up to them. I'm sitting down at the table getting ready to order.
Don't worry about it too much, Ray. I did grab a few precautionary goodies in case anything went wrong. Hence why, if you don't mind, can I sit on the outside? I'll have to order and then go call my lawyer. Unless they have a phone in here. Do they have a phone in the diner? Because that did happen, but wasn't everywhere.
Yeah, there's a car not a car. There's a phone outside. You did call.
Right, it's just more Sydney going off alone is going, that's probably not a good idea after the cops just showed up. So that's why she's checking if there's a phone in the...
I'm sure Jack can escort you to the phone.
I want somebody who'll prevent me from getting arrested, not take notes and cheer.
How about I join you?
When have I ever taken notes?
You're right, that's unfair to you. You wouldn't take notes, but you would definitely celebrate.
How about I join them?
If you'd like to.
Right, then I'll go with Miss Tyson.
What would you like to eat? We will order while you're.
It's been a rough day, and there's Sydney basically looks at the menu. Is there like the equivalent of like a bacon and eggs breakfast on the menu?
A bit late for
I would
breakfast.
assume so, yes.
Yeah, no, she's basically going with the bacon and eggs breakfast and asks for a very large cup of coffee.
I'll take some
That can easily be
flapjacks,
gotten.
please.
Pardon?
You've found one
Flapjacks,
of the
please.
rare places in New York to do all-day breakfast.
I would assume that most places did in this time just because of night shift.
Yeah, but still.
It's essentially a Denny's.
Yes. I would assume that at least like Sydney hasn't worked in Harlem, but maybe she's lucky enough to have worked in this district before. But regardless, yeah, then she'll go out, call her lawyer, and just say, "Please be on standby, but crisis averted for now."
So, Miss Tyson, you got a good lawyer?
I like to think so, yes. They've done very good work for me. It's... Well, you know a little bit about who I am already.
Mm-hmm.
But yes, I tend to have a good lawyer. They're kept quite busy trying to help out, oh gods. Yay, Adam Miller?
Hilton Adams.
Hilton Adams. There we go. I'm sorry. I'm like,
I'm
what
Miller.
are their names?
I am so sorry. I was literally sitting here going like, so fair warning, I had my COVID booster and it is not playing well with my system, so do not expect any accurate memory or coherence out of Sydney today. But
And this,
Yeah,
this is not a don't get your booster shots, don't get your
no,
vaccine.
this is please go get your booster. I'm in chronic
Yeah.
pain in getting my booster because it's way better.
This is
We
a known
need to let's just fix the
reaction
world,
that
please.
Aeon gets.
Yes.
But still,
It's currently going to be reaching out to Miss Adams because of Mr. Hilton Adams, who's, I believe Millie is a friend of a friend from how I understand this. But regardless, the case is not very well handled and the poor man's on death row. So we're seeing what we can do about that. But I figured that as he would either get a call in a jail cell or not, give him the heads up.
right, would that be classed as like witness tampering? If you're paying, I'm not there. Crap.
And also, I'm really confused. Basically, it was Millie ran out of money for a lawyer. Sydney's paying a lawyer to get in contact and help.
And that's the guy that put him in death row.
I mean, I didn't know that. Sydney
Anyway.
just basically went, "This sounds like a case where you need a lawyer here."
Either way, I'm not there.
Yep.
If you put a lot of confidence into them, if you could slide me their card at some point, I really wouldn't mind.
I will ask them. They are the ones who have a selective clientele and need to make sure that we're not offending certain parties, like maybe ones you owe money to.
I don't know.
But regardless, that is so. If you're wondering what was in, and do not go opening up, but just on the off chance that we ran into trouble, we did have dynamite and Molotovs, just because there have been things that bullets do not handle that we've run into in the past.
Understood. That's not as terrible as I was thinking.
What were you thinking?
Look, I've been into this game for a day and a half now. I 100% expected you all to have me in the car as the officer pulled up, and then he pops open the trunk, and there's a body.
I'm going to be honest, dear.
Nobody.
Well, no, you're not here either, Alejandro.
Okay.
I'm going to be honest, dear. Most police officers would react better to a body than a box full of dynamite.
Yes, I know.
Well, it might be worse consequences for you. I can definitely reassure you there'd be more than one body should there be a box of dynamite that just randomly went off in the streets.
It's true, but I think I'd be able to handle myself better if it were the latter.
Fair enough. Regardless, we did not need to use it, and you did handle the police officer quite well there. Thank you, dear. Especially being able to manage Jack. That's quite the accomplishment.
I figure if you run your mouth enough, something will come out and it will help. Also, did you see his ears go pink? So cute.
I'll
Honestly.
be honest, I'll be honest, I stopped thinking of men like that as cute the moment that they decided that they wanted to be a police officer.
Oh, yes. But I was just expecting it to be a lot harder to get out. Let's get back to the gentleman
Yes.
at the table.
Well, the gentleman Jack.
He's not that bad. I've known him a day
You
and
went
a
in-
half.
He's not that bad for you, dear. And for that,
Well,
I'm very pleased. No one should have to go through what I'm going through.
Are you all right?
Oh, no, my past makes me and Jack not get along very well. We have very different experiences and different worldviews. As such, Jack tends to respond badly to my view of the world, and he tends to accuse me of things that I haven't done or even things that haven't happened, and also tends to assume the worst in me. So things like, if someone attacks me, then obviously I was at fault. But if you were attacked, he would be probably very eager to defend you because you don't have that same history with him. I will say that, in all honesty, he is a good soul, just too much of an idiot to actually be a practical help to most people.
If I may, I know I don't really have much input on this. Your relationship is your own.
Mhm.
But from my perspective, I can find very, very little common ground with any of you. We're all from very different worlds, and I think that's why Mr. Elias would want us all together. We all bring something to the table. It's not...
Jackson was a dear friend. He also
Family.
turned his back on me. And he refused my help. Jack, every time I try to do a kindness for him, has spat in my face and insulted me. And anytime I have tried to do things that have helped others, he's assumed the worst in me. The two members of the group that I trusted, one of them I share ownership of the tea shop with, that I don't believe you've had the pleasure of meeting. Lovely woman, Dr. Baker, and the other is Alejandro. But I also know, as he should, Alejandro would shoot me in the back the moment that it meant that the goals that he needed to do were achieved. I do not fit in with these people because I have been stabbed in the back far too many times. And I have looked into the void. It didn't blink, it tried to pull me in. I'm getting away from the edge before it gets worse. Your father has opened quite a can of worms. I'm getting out while I can, but I will do what I can to help without being directly involved.
With all that you've told me, it's a little off-putting.
I can say that if you're with them, you're probably safer than you are in New York. I am safer in New York because of my friends. But if you do not have friends like them, you are probably safer with them. And it's better to, whenever things are going to go bump in the night, it's better to be prepared for them. This is my stronghold. Is this yours?
I want it to be, but it isn't yet.
And I doubt it will be with the way New York is right now. Besides, you need allies before you can make a stronghold, dear. And before you decide to go trying to topple over the existing giants, maybe make sure that your aim with a sling is true.
Wise words, perhaps. I have
My
a
dear,
lot to learn, maybe.
My dear, you are not a killer right now. You might be in future, but you are not a killer right now.
trying to do the machinations you are attempting. Having a pretty face and a good voice will not keep you safe from the barrel of a gun. But having a pretty face and a good voice will convince other people to take the bullet for you, or get rid of the gun before it happens.
Thank you. It was a pleasure meeting you, Miss Tyson. Even if it won't
Pleasure
be for
meeting
long.
you as well. Well, unless you plan to leave New York in the next week or so, you'll have the pleasure of my company and I yours for a little bit longer. But
I look forward to it then.
But I do believe that food is waiting for us in the diner, and I was not joking about missing dinner. I was preoccupied with phone calls, and for all the people don't seem to believe it, I am a business shop runner, and there's a lot of paperwork and work to do. Do you know how long it takes to clean a 2-story building by yourself?
Yes. Yes, I do.
And they don't appreciate it. The people were like, oh no, you could just hire somebody. How? Have they seen the economy these days?
I certainly didn't clean it up and then hire someone after the fact to keep it clean. That's totally not what I did. Definitely not.
That is a wise decision to make. My money went towards people who were better with other aspects of the business. So unfortunately, the cleaning is left to me.
Very
At least I have
different
somebody else
pursuits.
watching the register now. Uh-oh. Yes? You started to say something, and I'm afraid I cut you off, dear.
Oh, no, I was agreeing wholeheartedly. I am hungry also as well.
Probably a good idea for us to get in, then. Besides, if we're not careful, Jack will have either rejected our food or perhaps eaten it himself.
He better not
I don't know if he was
have.
ordering anything. It's all right. I'm pretty sure that most of the time the waitresses are a lot more polite about that and would at least chat size him for it. And for whatever reason, he does seem to listen to random women better than us.
And he just met me and he went along with my plan in the Juju house. So yes, that's
You're still
right.
in the random women he's just met. Give it a week.
But yeah, we'll see ourselves back inside.
As soon as Jack knows you, he stops listening to you. I don't know why that is.
Meanwhile, back inside.
Okay,
Go
I'm
for
going
it,
to
go
interject
for it.
there. Sidney was talking to Loretta. What, with that conversation that you had, good roleplay, I'm going to award Ray a tick in skill of Eon's Eon's choosing, because you were trying to get them. It was good roleplay. I'm going to award a tick to Ray for that one.
Yep.
So you can
you
can award a tick for a skill of your choice.
I'm honestly going to say, given what I think Ray's inclination is, and I'll let Ray choose between these ones, either handgun or psychology.
Out
I've already
of-
got a tick in psychology, so I'll go handgun.
Yeah, no,
Is that fair, MLP?
That's fair.
Yep.
After all, I'm talking to a crime about a crime.
Yeah, you're talking to a crime boss about crime, and the crime boss is telling you, look, this is what you've got to do. It's like S tier meets D tier.
Yeah.
So
S tier
let's
meets
take
E
them at the
tier,
heart.
who thinks that she might be A tier and hasn't met the nasties yet.
Yeah. Absolutely.
so that's why I'm letting that go, because that was great roleplay, and I think good roleplay should be rewarded. That's why I got a tick. And Ray, did you want to give anything to Sidney for the next character?
Let's see, for this,
Oh, for the new character, I'll just let any go.
Oh, any.
Just give two and let Sidney make the final. Let Ian make the final choice. Something I'm going to try to start working on is rewarding good roleplay, because that was just awesome.
Thank you. It was really nice. I'm going to say How about listener psychology?
Sure. Probably
Just
snap
make
that down.
just make a
as
note.
Listen. Yeah. I'm just putting basically the tick on Sydney's sheet because anything that they don't have high enough on, we had said.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, cool.
Meanwhile, back in the diner. So
Take it away, boys.
Stuff.
So what boy talk have you two been up to?
That's what we're figuring out now.
So, Jack, what is your favorite food?
Anything that tastes nice?
That is not a very high bar to be a favorite. Surely there is something you prefer.
Not really.
We must expand your horizons, Jack.
Look, I've been around the world. That's expanded enough. Like, I've even been married. Phew, that was the whole thing.
That's not necessarily an expansion of your horizons, but more of a narrowing.
Well, she expanded my horizons and then destroyed everything and then left. So, and took out half of everything. Isn't that how it works?
Sometimes. But if you have been to all these places, surely there are things you have found you like, not just tolerate.
No, pretty much. If it tastes good, I'll eat it.
Does Alejandro just give up at that point?
So, have you had foie gras?
What's that?
It is a very good delicacy from France.
Oh, I met a few Frenchies in the war.
Ooh.
They weren't French though. They got a foreign legion-y thing where like they had a lot of Americans in there. Like they tried to recruit me in. It's really weird. Like they just said, "Hey, you're French now. Here's your new name. Done. You're working for us." Not a single one of them was French.
How about escargot?
What's that?
Foie gras is fattened duck liver. Escargot is snails.
Why do I want to eat snails?
Because it is very tasty.
It's like,
Especially if you pair it with the right wine.
aren't you supposed to like eat the stuff the snails are eating?
And calamari.
What's that?
Squid.
Why can't you just eat fish?
Well, it is important to eat other things, not all. These are delicacies. Depending on where you go, you can try many different foods, not just whatever was on the side of the road.
Why would I be eating things on the side of the road?
This is my point. You need to try to enjoy the fine things in life.
Wait, back at Peru, they had a lot of people on the side of the road selling food. You telling me not to eat from them?
I said not always eating from the side of the road. Sometimes it is important to go to these nice places and eat the nice things.
Why? Wouldn't it just cost more?
You cannot necessarily put a price on
Well, you can.
enjoying life.
You can. It just gets really expensive. I mean, I'm loving the Waldorf. The Waldorf's cool, but I'm not paying for it.
Well, this is why you should enjoy it. Eat their fine foods. Drink their fine wines.
Well, that would be illegal.
Yes. Yes. If we go to England, what would you suggest eating?
I was just going to say the food in the Waldorf's pretty choice, but in England, they do some interesting pies.
The meat pie is very boring and old.
They don't just do meat. They do potatoes and other bits and pieces. Shepherd's pie.
The shepherd's pie is a big mush of things that they just
Oh
throw
no, no, mush is a different one. That's like if you want mush, that's the pea floater. Which I have got no idea if it's actually legit at that time period.
I would assume so.
You can do the research. I'm doing this scene.
I'm doing the research.
But
You just mush up all the peas and put it on top of the pie. Well, you take the top off the pie first and then put it on top.
if you join me, Jack, with these travels to other countries and other places to go look for Jackson's killers and to kill them, I will take you to some nice places to eat.
Okay.
Okay.
If you go to Australia, does that mean I have to take you out? Wait,
No,
are we
if
dating
you-
now?
Well,
I'm
she
sorry,
fits.
Jack, but you don't quite meet my standards.
You have standards? Why would you go and do
Yeah.
standardsy things? Don't you just like go out with the first person says yes? That's how I ended up married.
Well,
She was pretty choice. For a while.
tend not to just. Wow. Your relationship and dating aside, if we go to Australia, you need not buy me anything, but I would ask that you suggest things to try.
Kangaroo.
I have never had kangaroo.
No, I mean boxing. No, you'll get your butt kicked. No, kangaroo meat apparently is pretty nice. Like some of the local mobs eat it. They say it's really good.
Well, once the others come back, we need to decide what is our next step. The only thing left here in New York is the Juju house at this point.
If you have
going to
other
continue
things
this?
in New York,
We got the Carlisles. Aren't they in here somewhere?
Oh, I'm still working on the Carlisles.
Well, if there anything's left of the Juju house, wasn't there mention of dynamite? Enemy could leave.
We could burn the place down or blow it up.
Well,
that would solve at
dynamite
least a
doesn't
problem.
burn. Well, it does, but really, really fast.
Well, I was thinking of. I have Molotovs in my car.
Wouldn't they leak and get all like dirty and dangerous and stuff?
Have you ever looked into my trunk?
Again, are we dating? I thought we weren't.
I didn't ask if you were looking at my trunk. I said in the
Oh,
trunk.
oh, sorry. It's the
The boot.
accent and the
boot.
slang and
I think you say the boot of the car.
that same thing. Depending on which country you yeah. No, boots are a whole different thing. Booty, yeah, no. Why would I do that?
Yeah. No reason that.
Okay. So where are we going to go after if we're not going to be here?
No, we are eating. I've already. I put in their orders. We need to order, but
Okay. If we go somewhere, can we find some pyramids? They're always nice.
I think Egypt. Well, it was Kenya that was on the list, not Egypt.
Oh, if we do go to Australia, I'll teach the two up.
Okay.
Actually, if we on the ship, I can teach it myself. I've got them. I've got a 2-up set, just in case. Never know when you find an expat.
Well, I do not expect to come across many of my countrymen as we wander around Europe.
Is that a
or
good thing or a bad thing?
Africa or Australia. It is just a thing. Many of my people do not leave the country.
Are they allowed to? Are you allowed to?
Oh, yes. Oh, yes. It is just... my country does not have the wealth of, say, Americas or England.
Well, you do,
And
so you
so-
could just share some, couldn't you?
I do, quite a bit, in fact.
Well, apparently not enough, but okay.
Well, just as with anyone, there is no way I could afford to pay for all of my countrymen to go tour the world. It is not possible.
I mean, I don't do the number stuff for my business, but shouldn't it just mean working harder and then getting more money to do that?
Well, I do continue to have my business, and it does do well. And I employ many of my countrymen.
Okay. Maybe sending them holidays might be nice.
Some of them do, and because I run a shipping company, many of them do get to go to other places.
Wait, you turn one of your ships into one of those luxury liner thingies. I hear they're
haven't-
becoming popular.
Yes, I've heard of some of these big ships, but I have not gone that route. It has been more profitable to get things to places than people.
I was just thinking if you had one of those luxury thingies, you could send your people all over the place, and it's much cheaper because you own the ship.
Perhaps. This may be something that the Itzkel company will look into later.
Just thinking. So yeah, I'm not that dumb. I have some smarts sometimes.
Jack, you have your own charm, without a doubt.
I think at this point, everyone. That's just beautiful. We could introduce the Alejandro Cruise Lines.
I love it.
I can't remember the last time there's been a one-on-one between Alexandra and Jack.
Not since Peru.
Not since early Peru, I think.
Early Peru, yes.
I think everyone just leaves Jack to Jack.
Yeah.
Look at
You
him.
know
How
what?
could we bother him?
Also, Vegemite was 1922.
That would have been still in Australia in 1922, not around the world though.
And a pea floater
Mhm.
was 1899.
Oh,
It's if you don't like peas, it's horrible.
Oh, God, no.
It's,
Um,
Now,
it
out
is
of
exactly
character, I actually love shepherd's pie. But,
I love shepherd's pie too.
but a pea flavor
Wait
is
for
that.
real
I
shepherds?
have to add a little bit hoity.
yeah.
Um,
For that, yeah, you can do roleplay tier because that was great.
High five, crew. We did it.
yeah,
we did a role play.
We're role
Yes.
players. We're professionals,
Mhm.
and you can
It's
actually
almost like we do this for often.
You can make us professionals by paying us because that's the definition of professionals. If you wish to sponsor the
Please.
channel, go for it.
Yep. A definition of amateur and professional is do you get paid for it?
And generally insurance when it comes to fire
Yeah.
performing.
Oh, God, yes.
People getting paid for something and people getting paid for something and having insurance, that's a big jump.
Honestly, I would love to get paid to just like act and do stuff like this. It'd be amazing.
So, chaosism. Well, 20. Anyone? Yeah, just
Bueller?
Mhm.
Bueller?
Syrinscape. Yeah.
Of course, we got into there.
Anyway,
Had to.
are we
Alright,
going to
so-
break or are you just going to just find another scene to go to?
I
You
I
can
think
do
a
whatever,
break would
whatever
be
you want.
nice.
Yeah, I
Would
think
you like to
a
go on
break.
break?
Yeah,
Okay.
it's early, but I think a break. We also started late, so it might be a shorter show today. Um, I, yeah, we'll put on some swing music from Syrinscape, and
Yep.
there's some really interesting scenes. And I've pressed the clip that button a few times, so I've got some stuff for later to work on. But we'll be back shortly. Let's get that swing music, 1920 speakeasy, and we'll be back soon. And see you soon. About 10 minutes.
See.
Bye. Oh,
That
wait.
was fun.
Warning, scary music on the break. Just a heads up. And we're back. Yay!
Hello.
Perfect timing. Well, I cut a conversation mid-talk, but we are back.
We're cool.
Yay!
Yep. So during the break, we outlined to some of the crew what they've got left.
It's okay. Jack's not smart enough to know what's happening, so I wasn't there. I'm good.
I thought you were supposed to talk about the things we were revealed on break, not the things everybody already knew.
Well, you knew stuff. So for those, what would you like to do next? You, for the sake of brevity, let's just say that dinner was had, conversations were made, and you all made your respective, and you're just about to break up for the night, and you're thinking about what you're going to do for the next day.
Well, it's going to be a little bit tight going back to the Juju house right now. What do you all suspect we should do?
Let's go back to the Juju house.
All right.
Jack, you know what?
No, I'm
talk to
kidding.
the hotel, they can rent you a car.
I'm kidding.
I think
We'll do it
is-
tomorrow.
It would be wise to just go ahead and get rest for the evening. Tomorrow, we need to decide where we want to continue to pursue this.
Okay. Where shall we meet up?
We can
If you
go
have
to
access... Sorry, go ahead. I was going
We
to suggest
can-
my place, if only for
Oh.
the... If only for the added security.
That is fine, or we can meet in my suite at the Waldorf, either or.
It is completely up to you. It's wherever
Why
other
don't-
people are most comfortable.
Why don't we come to the Waldorf, because then we can get food and other things.
I thought we've been meeting at the Waldorf's lobby because it's just like easy and they've got newspapers.
We do. I'm
I
fine
can
with
have that arranged brought to my suite. That is not a problem.
Wait, they can bring the newspapers to you.
Yes.
And food, dear. That's...
I've got to ask for that.
So
Yes.
admit it's a,
I'm
it's a rather swanky
surprised that you
joint.
didn't. Do they really not tell you these things whenever you show up?
I didn't do the booking.
That's what I meant. Your company didn't tell you these things.
Most likely. I can't remember them if they did.
All right, I was going to say that's very unfair of them, but it sounds like that's more of a you problem. Anyway.
That aside, we've got more pressing matters than business.
Then let us go ahead and return to our respective haunts for the evening, and then tomorrow morning at breakfast, just come to my suite and I will have things organized there.
Bid you all a fair night then.
Lovely.
Ciao.
Stay safe.
You're driving us back.
Yes, you and I have the car, Jack.
Just making sure.
Mm-hmm.
This.
Sydney would offer you a ride home, Lorena, if you did not have a car, but...
I'll take that, sure. I'm
sure Alejandro would drive you home too, but it's really up to you then. I have no clue where Lorena lives, so...
And this is you getting that idea.
Oh.
Dun, dun, dun.
No. I have no reason to do anything yet.
Yep.
Look, I'm going to be honest. I've got a cult out for my blood. I've got bigger shit to worry about right now.
True.
And you just found out about Bat Daddy.
Bat Daddy, yeah.
Oh, Bat Daddy's Australia. That's out of my district. I'm fine. Sydney does not care about Australia. That's Jack's homeland. Jack can go deal with it.
I guess I'll go ahead and take the ride from Sydney. That way, we're just kind of splitting entirely, you know?
Yep.
Yes, don't split the party. Oh, split the party.
Well, we live in different places. We kind of have to split the party that little bit.
Mm-hmm.
Besides, Lorena's an expert marksman and has a shotgun. It's fine.
Yeah. I know how to use this thing. I've got a gat and I know how to use it. I'm a real lady who knows what to do in the big city. Don't mess with me. I say through tears. Yeah, I'll tell. I keep having to check names because I'm still not used to names yet. I'm so sorry. I'll tell Tyson or Sidney where I live and where to go.
Yeah. Sydney drives you, and unless there's something you want to talk about, it's winter roads, and she's just like, nope, I'm paying attention to make sure we don't crash and die.
It's fair. Today's been a lot, so it's probably like spacing out at a window till we get there. Probably like giving you every so often like turn here, etc., etc.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay. With everything that's happened in the last day, I'm not going to be that evil and do... But you know what? Sydney, roll me a drive check and a spot hidden.
Woohoo!
Should I also
So which
roll
one
a spot
first?
hidden?
Sorry.
Roll me the drive check, please.
Oh.
That'll give both of you bonus dice to the next the spot hidden, please.
Okay.
Hard success.
Sydney's got this.
Sydney just met with a cop. She is on high alert.
Sydney
Yeah.
is on point tonight. Dang.
Yeah.
Don't have enough wood. Stop making compliments.
All right, let me just roll dice.
How many cultists are about to attack? D100.
That's...
Yeah, you spot nothing.
Why you worry us like this? What?
Because I find if I roll dice, it makes people worry.
Mm-hmm.
And also, here's the fun thing, Ray. That
I got
has
worried.
two possibilities.
I got
Either
worried.
A, there's nothing there, so there's no reason to worry, or B, they rolled an extreme.
Look. I'm extremely worried that the cop is now stalking us. I need to
I
go.
mean, he very well might be. This is why you end up. This is why you have protection.
Okay. So you're looking at the road. You're not looking at the skies for Bat Daddy.
Bat Daddy, no!
No one ever looks up.
Mm-mm.
Never in the city.
Never.
No. Don't look up. Okay, so you make it to your respective houses. No problems. No messages left at the thing, so you have a nice, quiet, restful night of sleep. All right, Phoenix and Karsh, who's driving the car?
I think it was Karsh or Jack was driving.
Oh, really?
I think so.
I thought it was your car, but okay, let's do
Honestly,
this.
the last time you said it was Phoenix. Like Phoenix, last time you said it was Alejandro who was driving.
It was?
Like,
Okay.
Yeah.
this.
Then
It's your car.
I will drive, and I will drive poorly.
Sadly, you probably both have the same drive.
Uh-oh.
Not an extreme failure. So you get lost a bit of times. It's a new city, don't know where you're going half the time. Give me a spot hidden with a penalty dice, please.
Nope.
You see Bupkis.
He is cursing a lot in Spanish.
Proceeds to curse in Spanish. Without a subtitle. You eventually make it to the Waldorf. It's about 11 p.m. that night. You took the wrong turn. You ended up on the islands. You eventually make it there.
Hey, at least we didn't get to the Juju house.
That would have been an extreme failure. What? I'm evil and sadistic.
I'm all for it.
We got dynamite.
Did you hear any of
We're
us
good.
complain?
No.
Yes, you
Hey,
can
you-
definitely ask Sidney to pick you up in the morning, Loretta, if you need a ride.
Thank you.
So yeah, nothing happens on your night, so you all get a full restful night's sleep. So you can all recover 1 hit point, and it is now January the 18th, 1926.
Yay! I recover a hit point.
When did you lose
Yes.
hit points?
I've got no idea, but it's only one a day, so it's taking a very long time.
Okay.
It wasn't me doing testings, was it?
No, I've taken a hit somewhere. I should say I've probably taken a slap somewhere.
Oh, yeah, you
Oh
took-
no,
you
I
took
remember
slaps.
it was the funeral.
So
It was the funeral with
Yeah.
the oh frick,
I've also had my tongue
Molgars
removed.
character.
You did.
So it's all good, all good. So in the
All right.
morning,
Stop.
oh,
Uh-oh.
do we make it to the morning? No, we're all dead.
You make it to the morning as Loretta gets ready.
Go on, GM.
You hear an... The keeper is not your friend. You should know this by now. It's on a shirt.
I do have to ask, were we driving back into Harlem? Where
Harlem?
Loretta lives?
I don't think so.
I don't think Loretta is in Harlem.
No.
Okay. I was just checking. Because if that had happened, there would have been a very different conversation when Sidney dropped you off.
Well, I'm curious. You should send me a message later. I'm curious.
The rough discussion would have been on the idea of I don't stop the car, and now you've spent the night in a basically bunker surrounded by guns and people who know how to use them.
No. I know the GM told me where I was located. It's not in Harlem.
It's not.
It's not in Harlem. It's just, I would say, upper middle New York.
Yeah, it's a place with a lot of foot traffic.
A lot of foot traffic. You live in a duplex, so your store is downstairs. Your living area is upstairs. You're saving yourself on rent.
Mhm.
And the door opens, and in walks Mr. Morello,
Oh,
the mob boss, the one who helped finance your place.
Mr. Morello, good morning. Can I set you up with anything, sir?
No, but how do I want to say this? Rumor has it you've met a ballerina.
Mm. Yeah, really unpleasant lady came into the shop. A Russian accent, right?
Yes.
Don't know too much about her, I'm afraid.
Do you happen to know where they are right now?
Not currently. Haven't seen her since the night she came in.
Well, we are interested in the location of her and her. Roll me a psychology check.
Oh. I am on the wrong side of the sheet, as I typically am. Da-da-da. Psychology. No.
Partner. Would you please let one of our people know?
If I see her again, or?
If you see her again or know where they are going to be.
All right. I gotta ask, is she dangerous, or?
As a definition of dangerous, yes.
All right. Is there any money on her head?
You know this. There is money on her head.
Well, Mr. Morello, I'll be sure to let you know.
Thank you. And
you're sure I can't sell you a new suit or anything? We got some new Italian silks in. You'd look flattering.
Are you saying I don't look flattering already?
No, you do. Trust me, you do.
Fast talk.
One fast talk coming up.
Or you actually being honest about that? If you're trying to pull one over, it's usually fast talk. If you're being honest, I would say I'd be more persuade. Charm or persuade for me.
I don't know how the man looks, so let's see.
I would say think Capone.
Capone?
Google search an image later.
Google.
Preparing revolver sound set.
Not terrible. Prepares a revolver. So if sincere a persuade or
sincere charm persuade.
Okay. Wait, I have lost where my persuade is. Oh no, here it is.
Third row. Yep.
You know what? Charm has been my friend today.
Charm is still your friend.
Yes.
You know what? Maybe we'll come back in later when you have more news for me. Also, Loretta, be careful who you run with.
I typically am. At least I think I am.
Well, let's just say you and your friends are starting to make a little bit of noise at the local precincts.
Oh dear. Thanks for the advice.
And with that, they walk off and you're left alone for the morning, waiting for Sidney to come by and pick you up.
Can I roll a luck check to see if I stumble into him?
With your luck, why not? And remember, you can't spend luck on luck.
No, I can't.
Yep.
Ha-ha!
Back to normal Sidney Tyson rolls.
Oh, absolutely. So what would you say? Is it good or bad if I bump into him?
Do you normally deal with that side of the crime mob?
Depends. If they buy booze, then yes.
I would say they buy booze, but hmm.
Typically speaking, Sydney is a little bit more on the peaceful side of things, if for nothing else, the practicality of when you make a lot of violent noise, the police tend to get more interested.
They buy their booze from someone direct in Harlem.
Okay. Uh-oh.
I'm trying to figure out what. Ah, there we go. Is there a victory noise there?
It's background vinyl.
Okay, so sounded like a victory noise there. All right, anything else people want to do before we meet back up in the Waldorf?
Nope.
Okay. All right, so everyone... Oh,
There will be one issue. That morning, Chuck is knocking on doors in the Waldorf. He doesn't know where Alejandro's...
you said Chuck. It's Jack.
Sorry, Jack.
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 Alejandro,
Jack is
would
knocking
you really
on
not have
doors.
told Jack your room number?
He didn't go because he ran off last time.
That's true.
Mm-hmm.
I can say if you really want to punish Sydney for the bad luck, you could have Sydney bump into Jack doing this, because her solution would be to go to the front desk, because I don't know Alejandro's room number either.
I've been there.
Yeah.
I know where it is. Don't worry. And there was a situation with a ballerina and no mouth.
Yeah.
And Jack.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, that too.
But is Jack really Jack without his mouth?
I have no
Do I
mouth,
still
and yet
smell
I'm
like
a
a rose?
Vegemite.
Either way, that's Jack's morning, trying to find. But I'm sure we'll end up finding each other.
Oh yeah, you find each other. I would say that about 10 a.m. is when you'll be meeting up. So I would say that about 9 a.m. Alejandro's room gets a phone call.
Hello.
Yes, Mr. Garcia.
Yeah.
Do you happen to know a Mr. Hunt at all?
Well, yes, he was supposed to join me in my suite this morning.
Quick question. Did you tell them your room number?
He has been to my suite before.
Actually, no, he has.
first time.
Karsh, he was. That's where
Yeah,
they
he
went
was.
to get the mouth.
Yeah.
Jack wasn't there.
Yeah.
He
No,
ran
when
the
you had
whole-
your mouth.
You
When you had
tried
your
to,
mouth
he ran
closed.
off.
Mm-hmm.
So he doesn't
And then
know
they
where.
brought you to him in his room.
Doesn't, he ran off. I'm
Weird
sorry.
question, MLP.
Either
Did
way.
Jack fail a sanity check then?
I think so. Oh yeah, I mean,
So-
you could.
So he
Go with that.
literally blacked out and Jack doesn't know. Everybody else thinks he does, but Jack doesn't know.
I was pretty sure they just ran off.
He ran
never-
off, and then he ended up passing out.
Yeah, so
And
that's
the
what I
security
mean is I
guards
don't.
found you and brought you to me. Because I asked
Either way,
them to find you.
That's
But
what he's
it
doing that
doesn't matter.
morning.
You don't know where you are.
Yeah, it's a big hotel. It's massive.
But yes, he was supposed to join me, and he should know where my room is. But
Well, unfortunately, he's been. I wouldn't say harassing other people in the hotel, but he's trying to find your room, and let's just say he's harassing other people in the hotel.
Just direct him to my suite. These
Yes.
should not have been. There are 2 other guests as well that should be arriving. A Loretta Miller and
Sidney Tyson.
thank you. The pirate there. Sidney Tyson.
I'd almost be insulted, except my character's name is weird.
They are not guests of the hotel, but they will be arriving to come here to see me as well.
Of course. Is there anything you would like us to prepare?
Yes, go ahead and send up a breakfast sampling and the local newspaper.
Of course. We also have some leftover foie gras from last night.
Yes, that would be excellent. I did speak with Jack about trying foie gras.
Oh, it's very advantageous then that we have some left over.
That's horrible for breakfast.
Yeah, could have gone for snails.
Honestly, escargot is not bad for breakfast.
I know.
Sidney failed the luck roll, not Jack.
Jack, do you want to roll luck roll? Because I'm pretty sure my luck's higher than yours now.
Yeah, I've just noticed that too. That's what I'm mentioning. We spent a lot in the last couple of sessions.
I know. Of course. Foie gras, nothing else for you today, sir?
Just aside from the other sampling for my other guests, and like I said, the newspaper.
Of course. We will send that up for you, and we shall see you soon. For the sake of brevity, Jack, one of the bellhops comes up to you as you're on the 3rd floor. You're nothing but systematic. You've gone through 1st floor, 2nd floor, 3rd floor. Just knock on the door going, Alejandro? And this bellhop walks up to you and says, sir, I think the person you would like to is on the top floor in the presidential suite.
But no, he's not a president. He's a person.
A person.
I hate to say this, but he is the president of his company, so it does sort of match.
I'm president of my company. I don't get the suite like that.
We only got one presidential suite, unfortunately, at the moment, sir. But if you
You're
wish to
saying
make
that
a
he stole it?
donation, to the hotel so we can build our 2nd presidential suite,
I don't do the finances for my company, so I can't really say anything to that.
exactly, sir. So in the meantime, sir, Mr. Alejandro is waiting for you at the presidential suite and is awaiting your meeting with bated breath.
So with what?
So you
Bated
are
breath,
dating.
sir.
Jack, why didn't you tell us? Sorry.
At this point, Sidney and Ray as well is following the bellhop.
Good morning,
You
Jack.
make it to hotel at perfect time.
Morning.
Good
Did you know
morning.
that Alejandro's a president?
It doesn't surprise me.
Well,
I'm afraid that I've only vaguely kept up with his manners, but I hadn't heard about the election. Also, really honest question: does Peru have a president in the 1920s? I don't know how their government works.
Yeah.
No, I was saying because I know like some people have prime ministers, some have presidents, some have who knows what the heck, and that's why I'm like,
I'm pretty sure it was a presidency, but I'll double check.
Okay. And you are all led up to the presidential suite, and Mr. Alejandro is there with a full spread and some lovely, lovely food on the table waiting for you all.
doesn't this look scrumptious?
Jack, I'm glad you did arrive. We had a bit of luck. The hotel had some foie gras left
Some
from
what?
last night, so I had them bring it up for us as well.
They typically serve foie gras here?
Oh, they serve anything here if you pay them enough.
Hmm.
That's true at most hotels, dear.
But yes, there is some foie gras. You're welcome to try it.
Nah, I had some breakfast. I got up early and had some breakfast downstairs, and then been searching for your place ever since.
Jack, how long have you been searching?
It was a while.
My
I'm saying
dear,
he's
I do
still
have a-
searching to this day.
I have an honest question for you.
Uh-oh.
Do you know what the front desk of a hotel does?
Yeah, they say hello to you every time you walk in. Take your bags if you have them.
Yes.
Not wrong.
And
Rummage through
they
them if
tell
you don't pay them enough.
Yes, but they often give you your room key, correct? They tell you which room you're checking into?
Oh, if you're staying there, yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Have you ever thought to ask them where your friends are staying if they don't give you a room number?
No?
Just like you
Thought
don't
of it.
ask the librarian on how to find a book in the library, correct?
Oh, no, you ask the librarian, because, like, the books aren't private. The people are private. Like, people might not want to be known where they're staying.
Right, that's when they'll usually call the room and ask.
Why would you do that? That just seems weird.
Because you say if your friends arrived in the same way if you knock on the door of your house, then or your apartment,
But,
then normally.
but library books can't answer the phone.
Yes, they
But the
cannot,
library
Jack.
books aren't private. You're making leaps that don't make sense, Jack. Are you feeling all right? I think you should have something to eat. I think that all this running around has
No,
made
I've
you
already
a
eaten
little bit
today.
ill in the head.
I've already eaten today. I've been up for a while. This is a big hotel.
It is. That's why you normally ask for a guide.
It's bigger than the manor house. Much
Isn't
bigger
the
than
manor house just a farmhouse?
Well, yeah. But some people think that it's a house. Well, it is a house, but it's anyway.
So, what is on the agenda for today, my compatriots?
We're going back to the Juju house.
I would generally advise against that,
Damn.
as if for no other reason, the police are currently watching it, and I personally have no interest in annoying Captain Robson. I mean, Jack, if you'd like to, you're a perfectly law-abiding citizen. You can go and take a look in Juju House whenever you like. But we were warned we'd be assumed we're criminals, and unfortunately, you know how bad assumptions can be.
That added on, I got a little bit of a tip. Our names aren't passing through the precinct. We might want to keep our heads down in that area.
Just that area, or
Well, I mean, if you want to go and scream from the streets you're looking for cultists, you can definitely feel free to.
no? People think I'm crazy.
Well, you are, but that's a different issue.
Yeah, so you do that in, say, Egypt, and yeah, that's no problem. Everyone's crazy in Egypt.
Good to know.
I hadn't heard that. Why would you say that everyone's crazy in Egypt?
Because everyone's looking for cultists, aren't they? Sorry, no, buried stuff. Sorry, wrong stuff.
Every so often I worry that he is just a bigot in disguise, but at the same time, he then opens his mouth and just proves he's an idiot.
It's a little confounding.
I don't know if it's better or worse, to be honest.
So no Juju house today.
Okay, so we'll put that off for a couple of days. What else we got?
Mordecai Lemming. He is a professor who apparently knows about New York cults.
There's cults in
He
New
was
York?
the one advised. Well, he claims there were. He was the one who advised the police in regards to the Hilton Adams arrest.
Okay.
So, if nothing else, he might have some information we'd find useful.
But wouldn't that like link to the police? Wouldn't they get all that information?
He's not with the police. He is a private consultant. So it'd be in the same way if you didn't speak French, but you needed to hire an interpreter. The interpreter is not part of your company.
No,
He's
they're
just a
local.
contract. Exactly. That's in the same way here.
Okay. So you pay a local to tell us about the cults. Cool. We could do that.
Oh. Yeah, maybe we pay him. Maybe he'll just be happy to talk without. I mean, I find that most professors are quite willing to talk about the subject just with a worthy listener. It's getting them to stop that's the problem.
Yeah, like the local, like the Aussie.
He was a bit of a gentleman, wasn't he?
Yeah.
He told us all we needed to know about the Bat Daddy and anything surrounding it that he knew, at least.
Yeah, I should have pulled out my coins. You would have loved that.
Well,
My problem is that Jack just said the Australian and the local while in New York in the same breath.
Mhm.
And he said it
Mhm.
unironically.
So you missed that episode. Get used to it.
Yeah.
So as I understand, I was not familiar with this Professor Limming, but we also have the Emerson Imports. They had dealings with Makunde, I believe.
Yes, they do. Let me have a look at that. Emerson
Yeah,
Imports.
Nakwane. Yes, with
Emerson
Silas
Imports.
Nakwane.
Yeah.
And Nakwane is attached to the Juju house.
You said damn it. Okay. This is
You can
player
you can ask-
information
You can ask.
that I'm just going
me
to check for it.
questions. Yep.
Was Alejandro in the Juju house following the raid? Like, has he seen the owner of the Juju house versus the person who spotted him?
I saw the guy who was working during the Loretta and everyone's.
And
Yeah.
they
You
did
saw
not
that.
see Alejandro.
So that was that Silas or? Well, I don't
I'm
have
checking.
names and faces, so I don't know what.
You
that
know
person's
faces,
name
but you don't know names.
Yes. Yeah, saying, but the old man who saw you while you were on the rooftop was also the old man behind the counter of the store, is all I'm checking, if you know that.
He was one of them, yes.
Okay, good.
But yes, no.
All I'm
But
checking.
We also only saw masked shortly.
Oh,
Yeah,
no.
so-
And that wasn't the reason I was asking that. I'm asking that if anyone would recognize the name Silas Nakwane. That's more why I was checking.
Was attached, as well as Makunga Midari. He is, I believe, the owner of the Juju house.
Madari.
Have you met him yet?
No.
No,
and-
you haven't met him. The only person who would have
Okay.
met him would have been Alejandro when
Chased off.
because there was both both of them were there.
So we are
Or-
going
Yeah.
back to the Juju house.
No.
Okay, we're not.
Sorry.
I think it is safe to assume that most likely the two older men that chased me, that one and the other, one is Silas and one is.
There was an
Makunga.
older man and a younger man?
Yes, one was much older, one was younger.
And the
How-
older man was the one who was talking to Jack and Loretta earlier.
That reminds me of a joke, like an old man and a young man walking to. No, that's a dirty joke. No, I'm not going to say that. Sorry, not in front of good company.
I appreciate that, Jack.
It's a good thing you're here, Loretta.
I was meaning Sydney, but okay.
Well,
I do somewhat doubt that from previous conversations, but I do appreciate the thought, Jack.
why doubt it? Why not? Why not just let this be a thing? Let's let it stand
Actually-
as it is.
Actually, you know what? Doubt is not a fair word. That would be a pleasant surprise, so thank you, Jack.
So you do want to hear it?
No.
Prefer not to.
Okay.
The consideration of not saying it was what I was thanking you for.
You just confused me there.
No.
I am
Not easy to
sorry
do
for that.
these
I'm
days.
trying not to do that.
And it appears that Captain Robinson, the one that we spoke with last night, he is the same policeman that took away the one of the individuals I shot.
Not
And
a
put-
huge surprise.
And didn't Loretta mention he was the one that linked to the to the closed case
Yeah.
with the innocent man on death row? Yeah.
Yes.
Though I will, for a moment, say information I've dug up. Midori is a name that I've heard.
That's really
And-
funny.
Hmm?
Well, Sydney's an archaeologist, dug up.
Yes.
That is
Though in this
good, that
case,
is
I was
good.
lucky. In this case, I was lucky enough to be able to ask the locals instead of looking at bones.
Hmm.
That being said,
At least these ones are alive.
for now, Midori is not the kind of person who likes to leave people alive, unfortunately.
I can attest to that.
He had his name was used to, especially whenever I was hoping to garner some information about the people who killed Jackson. I was told that Midori would cut out my tongue.
That sounds pretty cultish.
Also related to a cult that we've recently looked into.
Yeah.
I believe, yes, that if Midori has regular dealings with Emerson Imports, I'm going to suggest that we approach that carefully. But
Or with dynamite.
also, well, I wasn't going to say dynamite. I was going to say if we can catch him alone, I might. I know you don't like to do illegal things, Jack, but I believe we're more at war at this point with the cult, and he is the leader. Cut off this snake's head before it can bite you.
Okay. What can we do?
Wouldn't this cult rather we cut off the snake's tongue?
No, that's
Probably,
what
but
they
we want
want.
to do. We don't want to do what the cult wants. We want to live.
So we pin the tongue in on the snake, like the donkey.
If you'd like.
So
I swear, everyone should just roll a sanity check whenever they speak to Jack.
No. That's what the players get.
yeah,
The
yeah.
players get a sanity check. The characters just sigh and ignore him.
Characters just go, okay, how can we work with this?
Thank you for putting up for me. I'm loving this.
No, we love it. We love it.
Back
So-
in character.
What can
Well,
we?
We have
Can we
Nakwani and Mdunga. Do we wish to try to kidnap them so that we can question them? That is the true question. They are under police protection at this point.
Well, we know that Nkwane is under. We know the elder gentleman, who I'm assuming is Nkwane, is under police protection. But I am going to say, kidnap? No, only because I don't suspect that would go well for us.
Well, I would say that the bloody tongue, we know that Nakwane and Madunga are both part of it. I've experienced it firsthand. We know that Captain Poole covered up their previous actions with Adams.
Captain Robinson, Lieutenant Poole is on our side
Sorry,
for now.
Robinson, the captain.
Robinson
He
did
covered
cover
up the circumstance with Adams. He has covered up the murders that I was a part of. And he is now actively at their store, stopping anyone who drives by. So the two of them are under police protection. There is no ifs, ands, or buts about it.
Yeah, sure.
Yes.
They had
From some,
many officers there hiding in the shadows waiting for us.
Jack, I can say that from work experience, yes, they are definitely under police protection. That's why Robinson came and talked to us last night. That would be roughly the equivalent of the Prime Minister showing up on your doorstep to say that the Queen is annoyed at you.
Or the
I
president.
noticed-
And I pointed at Alejandro.
Yes.
Sorry, you all noticed that he had a strange-looking envelope in his pocket, right?
That was probably cash.
I did not notice, but if he had a envelope, yes, it was probably his bride.
Hmm.
Okay. Jack, how do you trust the police knowing that they are definitely receiving bribes?
Gotta trust someone, don't you?
Why would you trust the person that's bribed to stab you in the back?
I don't think he'd stab me in the back.
Think
No,
he'd
he'd
stab
shoot
you
you.
in the front?
He'd probably be watching.
Hmm.
So
You know what? I
when
can't
someone's
argue with
corrupt,
that.
you can generally tell what's going to happen and what they're going to do. It's the people that, like, you don't know what they're going to do. They're the ones you got to watch out for.
Do you know too many people like that?
Point at Jack.
We had some crazy during the war. Some of those people who got shell shock. Yeah, they got a bit weird sometimes. Didn't take much for them to trigger.
Okay, so what are you deciding to do for the day?
Well, it boils down. Do we want to try to interrogate these that are being protected? Does someone wish to go to Emerson Imports and try to ferret information there? Or are we going to start pulling the tiger's
Also-
tail with the Carlyles?
Also, you can do more research about the Carl expedition. You can spend the day doing some research.
What do you need from the Carlyles?
It's an old issue.
Well, it's
it is,
relevant, actually. Did you
Yes.
tell Miss Loretta about it?
Not entirely, no. The Carlyles, the wife of Carlyle, of Robert? Was it Robert?
Roger.
Wasn't
Wasn't
a
wife. It was
wife.
it was a partner of the time, but more of a girlfriend.
No, I'm more speaking to the fact that it was
I thought daughter. Either way.
Robert Carlyle's wife. His wife gave the mask that we are all familiar with from Peru.
Have you shown Loretta the mask yet?
Nope,
The mirror, sorry.
nope, not yet.
No, we actually needed Jack to look into it because we were saying Jack was the person who was least likely to be hurt by it. Sidney actually specifically. Okay, no, Karsh, you don't get to do that because you have purposely dodged all the sanity bombs by Jack being a jerk. This was specifically mentioned to Jack on the premise of you are the most sane, so therefore you were the most likely to get good information out of it. You don't get to do the whole, why are you targeting me? I'm not targeting you. Sidney hasn't hired a sniper to kill you.
I think I get some leeway because I just got here. And also I saw you mouthless.
I was mouthless, so there.
You were.
But
Can we do that again? Might make talking to some people easier.
Probably not
Yes,
for the
it
best
was-
right now.
It
No
was
reason.
the wife of Carlyle that gave the mask originally to Mintarosa.
Do you
Um,
perhaps know her name?
Mintarosa.
Yes, the wife. I do have her name written down.
Wasn't really a wife, it was more like as Eon said earlier, like the
Mistress?
part-
Girlfriend?
what would be the best
Girlfriend's
term?
a good way.
Girlfriend.
Concubine?
Because I know of
Um,
Miss
well-
Carlisle.
I hate to say it, but Alejandro's going to keep saying wife because that's what he wrote down. So that's what he's
Fair
going
enough.
to keep saying, even if it's not accurate.
That's completely fair.
Yeah.
So Alejandro can get away with saying something wrong and Jack can't. I'm kidding.
No, Jack gets away with it all the time. We can't stop him.
I know.
No,
it's the opposite.
no.
Exact opposite, yes. It's like,
Honestly, Alejandro's been nicer to the group than Jack.
Back to the scene. It's like, what mask?
This one, dear. And Sidney's going to show him the golden mirror.
Oh God!
Preferably shiny side forward so that he sees his reflection.
What? This is a bit weird. You can't even see out of it. And rolling sanity. I'm assuming.
I need to check. I need to check
I'll
the
check.
stats on the mirror first.
It's a power check, then sanity.
Power, then
Okay, do
sanity.
me a power
Let's do
check,
this.
please.
I remember.
For those new and those that haven't seen the prelude, Jack has they're talking the absolute truth. Jack, being an absolute idiot and ass to most people, has avoided all the sanity bombs, including this one, the most important one. He's absolutely avoided this. Power is a bit of a. I fail it. Big time. I don't have luck to
Alright.
push that either.
One,
And you can't push
two,
that, I don't think, with
four,
luck.
5, 6,
You can
7.
push power rolls, but it's normally for actions you take versus saves.
Yeah.
Yep.
Then sanity. But that's still not going to be good. Because there's GMs rolling stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's the one I'll use. And what's the sanity on that?
And while MLP's doing this, thank you, Karsh, for going along with this.
I'm sure there'll be payback. Well, I'm sure this is payback, actually.
Yeah.
To be fair, Sidney did not think of it as payback.
Yeah.
It's just
Sidney
a convenience.
went, you did promise to do this, so...
Now,
indirectly.
actually, reading through this,
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
those examining the surface of the mirror for more than a few seconds must make a power roll. If successful, the viewer is bombarded with a series of visions. He failed
happens
the
if they
power
fail?
check. Nothing. He sees himself.
No, but Sidney saw something with failing the power check.
Oh, did I? I must. Oh, because I. Sorry. If that's
You
the case,
just
then
had it that we don't comprehend it. We take the sanity loss and go, what the hell was that? But we don't understand it.
Okay.
It's whether or not we get to remember stuff that's due on the power check. That's how you had done it before.
Okay.
Because
It's
I
been a
definitely
while.
failed that power check.
It's been a while.
In months.
Either
Oh
way,
no, it has been.
Jack,
Yeah. Sorry.
Jack just says you can't even see yourself in the, like, you can't even see through the eyelids. Like, it gets in the way, and like it's all like it. And he's
Okay.
going to explain away the different colors and whatnot, like interfering in
And
his eyes.
as you're looking through the different colors, you see a series of. Actually, no, that's the one I gave.
Because he doesn't understand it.
You see a cavern in front of you. Stretching back further and further and further back. Filled with men, women, every race, every... It's a full, massive room, but everyone is covered in blood on top of a great mountain. And soon as you're looking up at the great mountain, your vision blacks out and you pass out for a few moments. You come to flat on your back.
Probably
On the
Sidney
ground.
actually standing worriedly over top of him at this moment in time, checking for a pulse.
Roll me a medicine check.
Oh, geez. Karsh, I am sorry in advance. I hate myself right now. I'm going to spend the 9 luck.
Oh,
Because Eon feels guilty.
And it puts your luck below me.
Oh, probably.
Don't forget, if you want to boost up their luck so I can do more of the stuff to them, please donate and subscribe now.
Please, please, please. Honestly, subscribe. I could use some sanity right now.
You got all the luck.
I got a lot of luck.
Mm-hmm. Okay,
Give
so yeah,
them luck.
you do not get any damage from passing out and hitting the floor. And we'll do a d6. You lose 3 luck. Oh, 3 sanity, Karsh.
Okay. I wouldn't put that near your face. I think it's been laced with with LSD. Or sorry, laced with magic mushrooms or hallucinogens.
It would not surprise me. Are you all right?
Well, Sydney, you shouldn't stand over a man like that. I'm not looking up. Just stand aside.
Sydney's in like a body jacket. You could not see anything.
Just saying. It's not ladylike.
My dear, I'm not sure if you've noticed, but I'm definitely not very ladylike.
I
You're
didn't say
ladylike enough. You're ladylike enough.
No. You can be a lady without being ladylike. Ladylike is what other people say you should do.
Their definitions are typically wrong.
Either way, I don't know what the fuss is. So what?
Well,
we're supposed to give this back to this woman? Is that what we're going to do?
I didn't quite catch
Probably
your
not,
name,
no.
Mr. Garcia. Mr. Garcia?
Alejandro?
The name of the wife. Do you have
Oh,
it?
I did not find my note on her. Hold on, let me go back to my Carlisle notes.
Well,
Did I give you the name at that point?
I don't think we have her name.
You don't have a name. You
I
just have
always
a
reference her
description.
as wife or the woman or things like that.
Yeah.
Can I check something really quick? Because I know Sidney did try and look into her a little bit. So I'm just going to see if I have any information.
While we're doing that, what's happening with the mirror? Is Jack showing it off to anybody else?
I did say
Sidney
I
had it
wouldn't
back
put
as soon
on.
as he passed out.
Okay.
That thing
could-
lives in her jacket pocket.
Why would you carry that
Could-
with you?
Pardon?
Why would you carry that with you?
Because people have tried to steal it from me before.
Shouldn't it be on display like in a museum or something?
Absolutely not. I don't know whose culture this is. Until I can give it back to the original peoples, no, it doesn't belong in a museum. Those are nothing more than glorified vaults of thieves.
Could
And
I
worse,
get-
you pay for the privilege of it.
Can I
What was
get
your job?
Ray
I-
to roll me a luck check, please?
What,
Luck
Sydney?
check?
Wasn't one of your jobs being a thief?
No. Both my jobs are being a thief. It's just one, I'm a reputable thief, one, I'm an irreputable thief.
So
Can I get a
what's
power
up?
check, please?
But
Power
wouldn't,
check.
so wouldn't put it in a museum be like a bit more respectable and a bit more? And someone might say, "Hey, this is my culture," and then ta-da, you've done all the research for you.
Can I
But-
spend
Jack, how many
luck on
items
a
have
power
left
roll?
the...
You can, technically.
You can technically.
How many items have been released from the British Museum back to the original cultures?
But they're
And
the
how's the
British.
land in Australia doing? No, they're not.
I
But
don't
they're
know
British
British.
what's
Museum
happening.
took other people's things.
When you say release, do you mean that they gave away?
Yes, I specifically mean that
Okay.
the British Museum willingly gave it back to those cultures. It was not liberated.
Just clarifying. That is all.
I mean, if you know of some example, Alejandro, I'd be happy to know, but I personally don't, and it's my field.
Every now and again, they do a goodwill gesture and give a rock or something. But no.
But like the British is like, but it's the British. They own them. They're the ones that dug it up.
No.
It isn't theirs. And as for the local
No.
mobs, well, we
I'm
give
sorry,
them
the
land
local
on our property. We've always given them
I'm sorry,
like,
the
autonomy on our
local
land.
what?
The mob.
The local what?
The mob.
Jack, and I really hope that I'm wrong about this, do you mean the natives of Australia?
Yeah, they call themselves a mob.
They actually do.
Okay, sorry. I'm clarifying that beforehand because the way you said that and the way Jack acts, it sounds very much like it's
Deliberately?
not what they
No.
call themselves. Okay,
No.
I'm
No,
checking
they
that
actually
before I have it.
do call.
Yep.
It's
I know.
No.
It's
That would be
colloquial.
Sydney's
and
literal
it's
next
how they-
question.
yeah.
Yes, no, Sydney's next question would be,
So, Jack, do they call themselves that, or does the Australian government call them that? Like, who named who?
Well, the Australian government call them all sorts of things, but no, they call themselves. They do have their own nation groups and blah 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 and clans, etc. What you would know as a clan
Okay.
or and all, but generally they just call themselves a mob. Like he's a part of my mob. Oh no, he's not part of our mob. He's from over that. He's from the other country. He's from like such and such a blah blah blah. Like that.
Okay.
Mob's just a mob.
So,
I am very glad I was wrong.
Like
Thank you.
clan, like family or whatever. But we have our
Makes
local
sense.
mob like that are free reign on the farm and whatnot. Like they do their own stuff. We employ them.
so the Carlyles.
Oh yeah, back to Carlisle's. Are we giving this back to them?
This is well, it's not the Carlyles for that, but
Well, the
at the
mistress
very
gave it to
least-
us, so that'll be theirs. Wouldn't that mean you're a thief if you're not giving it back?
Well,
well,
no,
one, you've already established
because
I am a thief,
No, you.
and it was
established
given to
you're a thief
us.
twice.
No, you called me one.
But
In
you
this
said you were a thief
particular-
twice: a legal thief and an illegal thief.
No, in this particular case, the woman, the wife of Robert, sold/gave it to Menderosa, and Menderosa left it for us. So it is not
Yes.
stolen, and it is not stolen from the Carlyles. Now, if the Carlyles stole it, which is entirely possible, that's a different story. But no,
But-
there will be no returning of things to Carlisle. In fact,
So-
my business makes it a habit of taking things from the Carlyles.
Oh,
Yeah.
I didn't know that. Sidney, have you been a bad influence?
When I say taking, I do mean in a purely business standpoint, Jack.
Oh,
I mean, I'm going to be honest here. I don't think I've spoken with Alejandro more than Christmas cards. I did send you the birthday card, didn't I? I did mean to.
It really
I
has
would
it
have
out
to
for
check
me.
with my
So-
Niha. I'm not sure.
Yes,
because
Loretta?
yeah, no. See, the main thing is, I tried to send to everybody. Like Mercy was, or sorry, Dr. Baker was very easy. Jack, you didn't give me an address, so I think I gave them to Jackson, but I'm not sure if you ever got them.
Millie, you were going to try to say something.
Yes.
Sorry.
So it's probably not the same Carlyles, but
No, it probably is.
please no. There's too many coincidences, as it were. I've got business dealings with a Carlyle family, in fact. A Miss Erica Carlyle. She comes to our shop quite frequently, in fact.
Oh, Roger's little sister.
So you do know an
Yes.
Erica.
I do not know her. I know of her.
Okay.
Significant difference. I hope she doesn't know me because that would be quite awkward. It's always very uncomfortable when somebody knows your name and you don't know theirs.
Like the captain of the police.
Oh, I knew his name. That was fine.
Oh.
That was just to make him uncomfortable.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure the Carlyles are just one big family.
Right.
They're very
Well,
They're a very wealthy family too. So
Yes,
congratulations,
they are.
my dear, on being able to
They are
get
less
in with
wealthy.
them.
They are less wealthy now.
That is very good too. They are too wealthy, but that is a different issue.
I'm sorry, Alejandro, but like, if they sponsor my company, yeah, we're totally going, yeah. They got money.
Business is business, but we are again driving away from the issues here.
Oh yeah, we're doing something, weren't we?
Are we going to go and speak with Emerson Imports about their dealings with the Juju House? Or are we letting that lie? Are we going to go do research and speak with this professore? Or are we going to be a little more proactive and go and kidnap someone?
I don't think we've agreed to kidnap someone.
No, dear. You would not be expected to kidnap someone.
These are options, not decisions. I personally wouldn't be opposed to just going and shooting them.
See, that would be wrong.
I can do it from, half a mile away.
I mean,
that doesn't make it less wrong. I'm pretty sure. I mean, okay,
it makes it harder to get caught.
International waters, maybe that could be.
It's still wrong.
A whole thing, but
no. Okay, sorry. Loretta, you must understand. Jack's version of right and wrong is legal or illegal. So if you're outside of a country's borders, then it's not illegal. Therefore, it's not wrong.
I actually meant what you said. If you do something wrong and are not caught, you're still technically doing something wrong. It's just nobody knows you did something wrong.
But then who's the one to judge it?
That just sounds like you've had some training with Sidney.
Now, this is the point, though, that where have I said that I care about right, wrong, legal, or illegal?
That's beside the point entirely. Aren't they? I might be getting confused here. Aren't they? Sorry.
Oh, no, my goal here is to avenge the ones that killed Jackson.
Yes.
And I have no problem putting a bullet in their head.
And they're all evil, murdery cultists anyhow, so...
Maybe.
They did try to kill me, so it's only fair I return the favor.
They tried to kill Mr. Garcia.
Someone killed your dad.
Yes.
Well, adopted dad.
And if it's the same people, then they deserve what's coming to them.
I will say, though, that the thing I would suggest for now is, much as I don't want us necessarily going alone, at the very least, for the sake of legitimacy, both Alejandro and I have reasons to go and talk with Emerson Imports. We can at least mention it in regards to our respective businesses. Meanwhile, Miss Loretta, with Jack escorting, and especially because you two seem to get along quite swimmingly, if you were to go talk to the professor, I would trust that you would be safe and that we would get useful information.
Thank you, Sidney.
Jack would definitely be good for starting conversations, but I know that you're very good at talking with people.
I'd like to think that I get along with everyone here.
You're not the common denominator. That's the problem.
Oh.
To be fair, well, Jack has opened many a door to others as well. His unique personality is sometimes refreshing to others.
Don't make the broken watch comment. Don't make the broken watch comment. Don't make the broken watch comment.
Jack checks his watch.
No. Sidney did not say anything. That was Eon.
So, that being fair, no, Miss Loretta, if Jack goes with you, you will be quite safe.
Yes.
But will the two of you be fine off on your own?
I trust Alejandro.
Alejandro kind of opens up the jacket and shows the gun, knives, a couple
Are we doing
things.
this again?
No. This is not showing off time, boys. You can save that for in private.
Well,
so
if
they
you
are.
wish, I'll show you mine if you show me yours.
Didn't you say last night that I'm not your thing? That you had class?
I was not talking to you now, was I, Jack? I was talking to Miss Miller.
Well, if you're both sure, you'll be fine.
Okay, so have we finally got a game plan?
We've got a game plan.
Absolutely not. Come on.
We're splitting the party.
No. We have a vague collection of ideas that we might want to accomplish. The game plan's going to happen after we've blown things up and gone, you know what we should have done?
About 13% of a plan, maybe 17.
We have a direction. 2 directions.
Barely an idea.
Yeah, all right.
Barely a concept.
I mean, Sidney was making a suggestion. We don't have to go along with it. I will point that out.
Alejandro sees no reason to disagree with the direction that Sidney has proposed.
It's a decision, and that seems what we're lacking.
Oh no.
Very well.
So when
Then-
Sidney's gone, you do realize the other character does not make decisions, right? He just sits back and watches chaos.
Then Sidney and I will handle the Emerson. I can make a call quickly. And the 2 of you will handle Professore, the lemon man.
Lemons?
Lemon man. That sounds like a good plan to me. At least it's something to go off of.
Right. There's a professor of lemons?
Is Professor Lemming.
Lemming.
Lemmings. Lemmings, yes. The weird little creatures that keep on running off cliffs.
So it is the birds, not the fruit.
If you could give us the
mice, but
information.
yes. From my understanding, is there a bird called a lemming as well? I did
No.
not know that. That is fascinating.
No, little rodents like
There's both. There is a bird called a lemming as well.
yeah.
But, yeah.
That's why, that was me partly going, and then Sidney being like, "That is really cool."
No, Jack's correcting and saying no, like the little rodent things that jump off cliffs. Not
If we can
understanding
get
there's
the
multiples.
In the same way as there's no pyramids in Peru.
Oh,
Yeah.
We can go ahead and get the
so you're
professor's
talking
information.
to a
now.
suicidal rodent?
Yeah. Something like that.
Oh, okay.
Build a cliff, straight off.
The
That seems like bad evolution. But very well.
Or it may just be the stupid ones that are jumping off the cliff and the smart ones stay home. And that would be good evolution. Read that in a book once.
Darwinism is at its finest.
Who?
don't worry about it.
He
He was a scientist.
So
Yeah.
can we get that information written down?
Yes.
Do you still have the pen and paper Sidney gave you?
We're in a hotel room. So
Oh,
there's
hotel
little-
room.
Yeah.
So, for my note taking, you are splitting up.
Yes.
Yep.
Okay,
party.
thank you.
Because that's the pro thing to do.
Yep.
One's
Well,
going
we're in the
to
investigation stage, not the fighting stage, or the hunted stage.
Yeah.
The stages?
This, yeah.
We're
Don't
already
you know
in the
you'd
hunted.
never split the party?
This also isn't D&D. Like in D&D, you don't split the party mostly so the GM doesn't have a headache.
I mean, I think it's just games in general, typically, but
Call of Cthulhu, you have to split the party. There's no way to keep up.
Yeah. There's ways, like certain games work very well with split parties. Certain games do not.
I'm not saying it works well for us. I'm just saying that you can't accomplish even your intended goals without splitting the party.
Mhm.
All right, who would like to go first?
Jack.
No. Alejandro and Sidney.
Oh.
All right.
Okay. All right, so very simple. You have the business card with the address of Emerson Imports. Who's doing the driving for this section?
Probably Sidney.
All right, get me a drive check, please.
Oh, and Jack, you may take my car if you need it.
Okay.
There we go. My luck's back.
But we may be walking now.
uh-oh.
I was not expecting that, but then realized
You asked me to roll. I mean,
I
what did
know.
you
I asked you to
expect
roll.
happen?
You should always expect failure.
Snow on the road.
Well, now, to be fair, all of your rolls have been awesome tonight. Until now.
No. Pre-break, they were all awesome.
Well, that's why I said until now.
No, I had ones before now that were bad too.
Okay, so no penalty. So I'll get you 2 penalty dice to spot hidden, please.
Oh no.
I'm not even bothering to roll anymore.
Oh no.
By the way, you had me roll a luck.
Holy cow, I still succeeded.
Whoa.
Yes,
Because
but
I
did you
rolled
see
equal
what
and better.
rolled,
I got a
Sidney?
I rolled a 47.
But did you see what I rolled?
Yeah, that's your problem, not mine.
Who's the driver?
Me.
Okay. With all those penalty dice. Now. Da-da-da.
I'm just impressed that I succeeded with 2 penalty dice.
Yes.
Probably not better than they did, but
No, you're fine.
oh cool.
Yeah, you see no one. Somehow the long ass drive you're taking has meant that you get to your destination with no issues, just a rather long drive. And yeah, you make it to Emerson Imports with no issue.
Alejandro goes to sleep.
Sidney is basically going to like give a side eye and just keep driving.
So you driving past Emerson Imports or you
No, parking at it.
Okay. All right, so the car pulls in, you find a park, so you are now at Emerson Imports. Do you want to go inside? Do you want a case of joint? Do you want to just see what's going on?
I wouldn't mind like looking around to make sure it doesn't look like I'm going to get jumped as soon as I get out of the car. But aside from that, it's like I'm
No,
here on
it's a
legitimate business.
It's a reputable business. Like, you know of Emerson Imports. You both deal in the same kind of imports.
So
So
yeah.
I would say that you walk into the front office of Emerson Imports, and after a few moments, you and the slightly groggy Alejandro catch up with Mr. Emerson.
Did you have a nice
And-
nap?
Yes. Oh, sorry about that. The foie gras was a bit heavy this morning.
I can imagine. Probably was not. You have to deal with Jack more often than I do. I can imagine that's a little bit draining too.
He is not the worst I've had to deal with.
Oh no, definitely not. He's not the worst I've had to deal with either. He's just fun to tease.
I can understand that.
No, in my line of work, I've dealt with much worse than him.
But yes, let us meet this Mr. Emerson.
Sounds like a lovely plan.
How do we want to play this? Are you going to be looking for things?
I had 2 thoughts of it, and I figured that I was going to ask you before we went in, so it's a good time to do it. I know we have a lead from Jackson, and, well, Jackson does tend to make friends everywhere that he goes. So we could either go from the route of Jackson, one of our 2 businesses is considering following up on a lead that he gave us, or we could do it without mentioning Jackson's name, and I'm good to take the lead, or you.
I will. I think you are usually better with charming people than I. Most people are very disrupted with the face.
Yeah, I'm quite rude about
but
that.
When it comes to, we know that Emerson is connected to Nakwane. We do not know if it is positive or negative. So it may be best to leave Jackson out until you suss that out a little.
Keeper, Just because this is a Emerson Imports in New York, what does Sidney know about Emerson Imports?
Okay. Roll me a credit check, please.
I know something.
You know stuff. What you know is because we talked about Emerson Imports acts as US agent for Aja Singh.
Okay.
Whose only known US account only seems to be Juju House.
On that note,
You also would know that he is a legitimate trader, but he doesn't ask too many questions about what he brings in.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'm going to mention Alejandro then, because that is one of Sidney's business rivals.
So this is the import for one Aja Singh from. He's an Egyptian antiques dealer. He's my rival. He would quite happily have me 6 feet under if he had the opportunity. Do you think it? Do you still want me to take the lead on this? Because I will say, I don't know if it's best if I do or not, but I'm more going off your opinion on this.
Do you have information about Emerson, though?
Not beyond that they are Aja's US agents.
Then let us buy them out.
That could be a way. Good idea.
So you are here to defeat your rival by buying his agent.
His credit rating. Do
you want to know his credit rating? Because I know it.
I got it. I got it here. I go.
Okay.
We buy Mr. Emerson's loyalty. Yes. This seems like an easy way of you dealing with two problems. One, you get rid of your rival in the States, and two, we get information. So why don't we just
give it a go.
buy him out?
Well, we can attempt. Let's see if he is agreeable. Amenable. If he recognizes me, that might be the good point. Otherwise, I'll potentially I'll deal with it more on my own time with the assistance of persuasive individuals.
Yeah, between your
Yes.
connections and resources and mine, we should be able to make a significant play.
Yes. Well then, this sounds like a lovely plan. Let's get going.
I did point out about it being a high pain day and that I would be chaos and not thinking, right?
I was going, oh yeah, you just have a nice little quick interview scene. I wasn't expecting a full-on mob buyout. So I was like, oh great, how am I going to play this?
Sure.
I mean, it doesn't have to be.
No, it's what you've asked for.
Yeah.
Okay.
You could have had Jack replace you, and Jack would have went in. And no.
Oh, don't
You
worry.
gotta
We're,
remember-
we're excited for Jack's part in this next bit.
Alejandro is a bit of a blunt instrument. He has two main ideas of how to handle problems.
Money and
Buy
guns.
them out or shoot them.
Well, there's your negotiation.
Carrot and stick. I mean, it's the simplest tactic in the book.
Okay, so
I'm a good American capitalist.
South American capitalist.
Oh, no, the way he's describing it, that's an American capitalist. Listen, you can take an amount of money so I can make profit, or I can kill you. It's your choice.
Anyway,
Okay
back to the
then.
scene.
No, please not. This is gonna be fun and painful.
Or shall we swap to Ray and I?
Oh,
think that'd be a good
no.
idea.
No. I'm gonna play this one out because I want to see how this goes myself.
I'll be honest, so do all the rest of us.
Yes. So who's gonna be taking the lead in this? Is it gonna be Phoenix or is it gonna? Oh, it's gonna be Sidney. Okay. So I assume you're having this conversation out in the car park, not in the actual
Basically,
building,
yes.
waiting. Okay. Cool.
No, absolutely. That was before we went in.
Okay, so you walk into Emerson Imports. You mention you'd like to see Miss Emerson. To the secretary, they go, I'll see if he's available. May I ask who's calling, please?
Sidney Tyson. I'm here about potential business inquiries.
Okay, give me 1 moment, sir. Ma'am, sorry. It's been a long day.
Oh,
Sir,
absolutely, no worries.
So yes, they step away for a few moments, and out walks out. Not outwardly angry, but if you look at them, you would see a inner, not fury, but direct, bullish man. And here is a photo of the man you're about to see. So, relatively well-to-do, but starting to soften middle in there, starting to soften physically in the middle age, not as powerful as he once was, but you would still think if he hit you, he would hurt you quite a lot.
Probably.
Especially when
That's
you're
why I
working...
use guns.
Exactly.
They are great equalizers.
Yes, they are. But this is a... He walks up and goes, Sidney. Fancy seeing you this side of the tracks. How can I
Hello.
help you?
Well, I mean, if you'd like to do a business talk out here, I'd be happy to do so, but this was a legitimate business inquiry. I was receiving your name as a recommendation from a friend.
Well, let's take this into my office, shall we? Where we can speak a little bit more freely.
Absolutely, and this is my friend, Mr. Garcia, who I believe it would be wise if he accompanied us. He's also in shipping and things like that. Both we're here on legitimate business, my dear.
Oh, well, I can afford a few moments of my time. As you can see, gestures around the warehouse. It has been rather busy lately.
Oh, absolutely. We do not want to waste any of your time. It is much too precious. Time waits for no one.
Okay. And Jemison Imports. Okay, so they take you to the small little office in the bottom corner. And he sits behind his desk and offers you both a chair in the room. So,
Take it.
what is in your goddamn mind, Miss Tyson?
A friend of mine died by somebody who was in town, murdered him, and their name got linked back up to you. Vaguely. And I was hoping for some information. They apparently also stopped in to speak with you. Jackson
well,
Elias.
Yes, he did come and visit a little bit a while ago. I let them know about... They were wondering where my wares went, and I just sent him over to the Juju house. He died, you say?
He was murdered. You heard about the so-called cult killings that were going around? I believe it was in the newspaper. They claimed they caught the person.
Yeah, they claimed they caught the person. That was mostly in Harlem, if I think it was correct.
Well, yes, but you know the line of work we're in, dear. Do you honestly trust Robinson to have caught the right person?
I don't trust Robinson to catch a cold. If he did catch a cold,
I trust him
probably...
to catch that, but I trust him to give it to everybody else on his way by, too.
be honest, that wouldn't be a bad idea. Means that they'll be out of our way for at least a good 2-3 weeks. Because you know them, if they take one cold, it's going to split it around, and they're going to take sick days, which means they're going to leave it to actual competent cops. Actually, no, we don't want them to get the flu, because otherwise, then. Nevertheless, so Jackson Elias is dead. Do we know anyone? Do we know who killed him?
People who work for Madunga Madari. I do happen to know that you are dealing with him in Salas Nguane, yes.
Yes. We
But
are
that
the
is-
main people
Yes.
who give
That
them
is not-
their stock.
Yes, this is not an accusation towards you. I know you had nothing to do with it. Because you certainly would not have been giving information and sending somebody who was trying to investigate a cult, especially somebody who is like Jackson, into a cult's arms.
No.
I know you too well. That's too much trouble.
Yes. You and I know that if you give anything away to a person, it's always going to come back and bite you in the butt.
It is.
So why don't ask too many questions, because they have plausible deniability.
In this
So-
case, I will say that there are a lot of rampant murders going around in our city. And
That's
they are
New York in
non-discriminatory. Yes, because the killing did not occur in Harlem. It was in Chelsea. Hotel Chelsea. 3 people broke in and tortured him and killed him before leaving an occult marking on his forehead. They're not respecting boundaries.
You and I, we both had our differences.
Yes.
Between us, we're cordial, but my boss and you have
Oh,
differences.
absolutely. And in all honesty, that is something else I'd like to talk with you about, if for no other reason than I'm finding it very tiring to keep fighting with people, but that's a side issue.
Okay, because that you're approaching that way. Well, I'm going to ask you this. How lucky do you feel? Do you both feel?
Okay, this is an Eon question. Are you asking the players or the characters?
The characters.
Alejandro feels perfectly lucky.
Well, Sydney will glance over at Alejandro because, honestly, in her case, she's self-destructive right now. So,
Alejandro looks and appears perfectly relaxed. He's comfy. Every now and again, he'll make sure his jacket is open, but that's about it.
reach for
So
the
Alejandro feels
carrot or
good.
the stick.
It's more about there is a shipment due for the Juju house in about a few days' time. There's nothing to say that somebody can just crawl into one of those little cases, gets delivered to the Juju house's warehouse downstairs, maybe with a whole bunch of dynamite. But I don't know what's going to happen.
Neither do we. After all, that would mean asking questions.
Of course
Um,
not.
But in regards to that, that would be potentially quite fitting. Though I will ask, do either Mr. Midori or Mr. Nakwane stop by your office very often?
No, they send just their little lackeys. Sometimes a police officer comes by with an envelope and drops it off as payment for services rendered.
As a small warning, because this is just a thing coming up, I was told Midori would take my tongue. if he was crossed. So
Yeah,
I would maybe suggest having somebody around if his company comes by.
well, more about if that somebody comes by and you strike when there's most of the people there with a crate full of dynamite.
Yes,
You can have some fun.
that sounds like a wonderful idea.
Why
So
do I have a feeling I'm about to get shipped?
Sidney's actually going to look over and remember you're in the room in that part of the conversation and go,
that would work better because you're smaller, but I honestly was thinking it'd be me in the box, to be honest. That's normally how these type of heists go.
Well, you in the box, if you don't get out, it means that I can report to Singh that I've taken care of a small problem. If you do get out, then I don't need to say anything because why should I
You get
tell
rid of a
them what
small
they don't need
problem
to
either
know?
way. You get rid of a small problem either way if these people are killing their associates.
Well, technically not really because they're the only company which we deal with here in America.
That was going to be part 2 of the conversation.
Oh, and Mr. Garcia, was it?
He will reach in and pull out a business card and just slide it across the desk.
And I will say that though Mr. Singh and I have been rivals for some time, I do believe that in the large part, our interests do align. And having a established vendor who has many wealthier clients in the city of New York as opposed to simply somebody who sells oddities to tourists stands to make him more money.
Okay, could I get you to roll me a credit rating, please? On Phoenix.
Oh,
does he get any bonus from me or?
He'll get a bonus die.
Thank goodness, because I can't roll for squat tonight. That's a pass. Because of the bonus.
There's a pass. And looking at the number there, I'll do it here for Arja Singh so people can see what my number I was working on was. That is over Mr. Singh's credit rating.
Mhm.
So if you rolled above his credit rating, I wasn't going to take it.
Mhm.
Miss Emerson reaches forward, takes the card, draws it back, and I'm actually going to get him to do a roll because I need to check to make sure this isn't going to be going against him. He doesn't know about your company.
That's all right. I'm about to say something about it anyway.
Okay, cool. So he
Yes.
picks up the card, looks at it.
I am the dominant shareholder of Itzkill shipping industries. We are transnational. While the headquarters are located in my homeland of Peru, we ship across the world, and we deal in everything. From oddities, trinkets, antiquities, weapons. We trade across the world. Mr. Singh merely trading a few trinkets only here. What would you like to start importing to the US?
Okay. And we'll just leave this conversation here as Emerson and Alejandro talk shop. And we go to... Okay.
You
You
forgot
know
to
what?
put in luxury liners in there.
That's
That's not
up
yet.
yet.
Not yet. It's going to take at least a couple of days.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, we're going to leave it there. And next week, we're going to come back to Karsh and Ray.
Yeah.
Just make sure you're here next week, Ray. 'Cause there's no way I can do that conversation myself.
I
be
will
hilarious.
definitely make sure I'm here. If like
would
anything
love to
happens.
I would love to see Jack have to talk shop with an eccentric professor.
There was a reason. There was a thing earlier where I think Kat was going to I was doing the same backup for Kat's talk to somebody, and it's like, yeah, nah, I can't do it solo.
No, this was a very interesting session.
Things went sideways. There was a heck of a lot of role play.
This was really
Hey.
fun.
Yeah, heck of a lot of insults, snide comments about each other, bonding moments.
Yeah.
It was
No
good.
bondage moments yet, although you might get put in a box later.
And then
But
you
with
just
all
cards
that-
are out.
Yeah. But with all that being said, you now have another opportunity to infiltrate the Juju house, which wasn't open before.
Yep.
Yay! We
It is
get to
really
be
cool.
put in a box and then have that box put in a furnace.
Ooh.
Essentially.
Alejandro is
Fine.
going to get shipped.
I think we said Sidney was because we had to make sure that he had deniability.
Depending on how many boxes there are, we might all get shipped.
Mhm.
Ooh.
I pity the person who has to ship Jack. Like, not out of anything that. No, Jack, you're
Jack's
very
a
large
cat.
and muscled. What?
Jack's a
True,
cat.
muscle is heavy. Muscle is
No,
heavy.
that's what I mean. You're dense and you're dense and you're tall. That'd be kind of like you are the strongest person in this group, and I'm pretty sure the tallest.
Dent would be billed, yes.
Yeah, so that's what I mean. Is just like carrying people is hard enough. Carrying strong people sucks.
Well,
No, but I've been thinking you've all been carrying each other, so you're all been doing good jobs.
Yeah.
Karsh, please tell me you have like a soundboard for the badoom.
I don't. Sorry, there is one sound set somewhere which does have that.
Yeah.
I know Polly's got hers set up all the time for her shows, so she's done it from that end on one time. But no, I don't. So,
Looking at your sizes, Jack is at 80 size.
yeah,
Yeah. I think
and
Sidney's the
85
next
strength.
biggest at 60.
The next is Baker at 60, and after that is Sidney and Loretta at 50.
Yeah.
No, sorry, 50.
Keep going down. You'll get to Alejandro.
Yeah.
Of 25.
Oh,
yeah.
he's such a small man.
Tiny, yeah. Tiny man
He's
in
tiny.
a business suit, yeah. So yeah, Jack's got strength 85 and size of 80. So yes, he is big, and that's what, yeah, big and dim.
Guys, I didn't know Alejandro was
tiny.
so tiny.
Alejandro is snack pack size. You can technically pick him up and take him with you.
Yes, you could.
Once.
Loretta is probably taller than Alejandro.
Yes.
Okie dokie, so let's do our outros and let's do our bits and pieces, and that did not work. But, MrLiveProducer, you can start all that stuff.
Yep.
I'll start looking for
Hello,
something to
I've
read.
been MrLiveProducer, your keeper. Who? This was a very good game. It was a lot of good RP, and I loved it. And you can usually catch me at twitch.tv/MrLiveProducer, or any social network of your choice. Just look for MrLiveProducer. I'm usually there. Where I mostly do VR content, and at the moment I'm building a fly pack system for my work, which I've got events starting in 3 weeks' time. So that's stressful. Okay, Ray.
Sure.
Hello, I'm Ray, and I've been playing as Loretta Miller. You can typically find me at my Instagram, Ray Loves You, where I do art and stuff sometimes. I don't know. If you could plug that in the chat for me, Karsh.
Already done.
Thank you.
All right.
It should be in the credits.
Eon. Yep. Eon?
Hello, I'm Eon, and I've been playing Sidney Tyson, our apparently tentative business mogul now, on top of all the other weird credentials she has. But you can find me over on twitch.tv/EonVictory, where I stream on Wednesdays, usually various game stuff, so you can come join me for Earthbound. Or you can find the old VODs on YouTube if you'd like, under the same name.
Okay, and Phoenix?
And I am Phoenix, playing Alejandro Garcia, and tonight, rather than slinging lead, he's been slinging his pocketbook around. So a nice little change of pace for Alejandro. If you're looking for me, find me here, and that's it.
If you find him elsewhere, that's stalking.
Well, if you find me elsewhere, let me know, because I didn't know I was there. So.
If you find him elsewhere, check the crates. There might be an Eon, a Ray, a Karsh.
If you find me in a crate, please, please
call your local law enforcement.
Please return to owner.
Sender. Do not pay cash on delivery.
Stick a nice fragile sticker on there for us.
Why am I
very dark
inspired?
turn very quickly.
Yeah, why am I inspired to design a Cthulhu inside fragile sticker?
Why not? Run with it. Run with it. You've got
Stealth
the
tutu.
stealth tutus.
Keeper's not my friend.
Mhm.
Bat Daddy.
Bat Daddy.
Bat Daddy.
This show's been giving me so much design inspiration. I love it.
Yep.
Do it.
Hi, my name's Karsh Goblin. I've been playing Sergeant Jack Hunt, and I've had a lot of fun today. I really enjoy playing Jack, bouncing off all our cast members here, because I can say the stupidest things, and they either run with it or throw it right back at me. And either way, it's super fun. But it does take a lot of work to put up with someone as stupid as Jack in the group, and thank you everybody for putting up with that character.
No, it's been a delight. Don't worry.
We have more shows this week. Tomorrow we have Dungeons and Dragons is back with Saints and Sinners, and on the following day we have Monster of the Week as a part of the Roll20 Spotlight, and we should have some giveaways. I'm thinking of doing a giveaway with Monster of the Week on Roll20 key, and also a key for Thirsty Sword Lesbians, which is their spotlights for this month. So come and check out that game. Wolf of Red Rose is actually running for the first time on the channel. Very much familiar with Monster of the Week compared to me, which I'm a player and I've got no idea what I'm doing, but I know it's based off a Powered by Apocalypse, so I'm really going to enjoy myself because I like that style. So that's what's happening this week, and we're back next week with all our normal content. If you're online watching us on YouTube right now, leave a like, subscribe, all the bits and pieces. Leave a comment down below. If you're going to leave a negative comment down below or dislike, don't. Leave a positive one instead. It'll make you feel better, and certainly make us feel better, because I don't want to have to delete them.
Be nice to us.
Be nice. Be nice. Other than that, thank you everyone for coming in. It's been a really weird one, and I had a whole monologue set up for Jack, for the captain. It was going to be super, super dark, about how dark the war is, and there's even stuff like skinning a man alive just for fun, and about always having your brother's back in the war, but him not actually being near his squad members, him being out of his own trenches, and going to go down that real dark intimidation to... It went differently. I like the way it went instead.
We are all now eternally more grateful to Ray than we were before.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting the whole I was expecting that the whole last maybe the first half 45 minutes is the first half of the session because of if you know you know
Yeah. It was going to get dark, really freaking dark.
it was going to get very very bad, but you're able to charm your way out of it. So
I know nothing, but I know how to glide, people. I got it.
Sometimes charm works much better than intimidate and weapons, especially with a police chief.
Might be able to use that later. Who knows?
I'll save it. I'll save the monologue for later. We're going to be raiding Untold Stories Project. They're playing Destiny and Share the Love. Our hearts are warm and fresh is our raid motto. So thank you everyone, and we'll be back tomorrow with more role-playing stuff. Bye-bye.
Bye.